First things first, you need to apologize to my friend.
Oh, it's also an apology from the Swamp King. So would Baby D even care about that?
I think it's good to hate 𝙼𝙾𝚃 right now.
While she's poor.
And that's because you're not in the position to give. You're supposed to be receiving.
You're right.
Woo!
This chick is a compliment machine.
Man, it must be hard to believe in God when you broke.
Charlamagne did his thing in terms of like trying to out-weird the weird kid.
Matan normally plays very dirty.
You know what Chomp is?
Chomp?
Chomp on my
No, so my Chad wanted to be named Echo. So I was like, hey, Chad.
It wanted to be named?
How long have you and Brandon been in a relationship?
I'm here to provide information and support.
Hey, that's a good bottom bitch. Did you give her more power than she should probably have?
I probably did. But I wanted our conversations to be more fluid.
But also, he might be saying that love is really unattainable on this planet. And this isn't the girl from Game of Thrones, right?
Candace Everything?
That's not Game of Thrones. There's a discussion we had on LOY. I 7-0'd you.
What's this?
Comedians are allowed to do whatever.
I'm glad you said that. That comes up in
They
the show.
get that.
I was processing my emotions in a way that I never calculated before. And Schulz was like,
Isn't every good interview a conversation?
Every time Andrew answered the question with a question and the interviewer answered it.
I think he showed that he was afraid of a gotcha moment.
But
Yeah.
everybody that goes on JRE is trying to suck off his elk nuts.
No, I think he believes in it, but I think he leaned past his belief.
Mama say, Mama Sa, Mama Makusa people, welcome back to another installment of the Homeroom University podcast. You see, the pod about your favorite pod. I'm your classmate Tone Groove.
Genos.
AJ the Menace.
White Man and 𝐹_MAC are gone.
Yes. Moment of silence for them niggas.
Psych. But like the video, obviously do what y'all do best, share and subscribe.
Yeah.
But nah, man, they doing something better, tending to their duties. But y'all can tend to y'all duties. #office hours.
Yeah.
Partner to end the show, we get to answer some of y'all questions. Y'all know the deal. #office hours in the comment section below. We're gonna answer your questions. But appreciate.
Shout out, oh my fault.
Yeah.
Shout out to Men's Mental Health Month, man. Happy Men's Mental Health Month, fellas.
For sure.
I know we gotta. Yeah, it's this month, man.
Yeah, it's been. I know the month is almost over, but
Yeah,
that's the part. That's why.
And that's what I'm just now learning. But shout out to all the lunatics that watch our shit. Get help.
Yeah.
It's that time.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be the perfect time for a BetterHelp ad or something like
You know
that.
what I mean?
for
Or
sure.
maybe a talk space.
Yeah.
Maybe. Even maybe just like a chat hotline for the hooker bitches.
Yeah, subscribe to our Patreon
The hooker.
and get your own
The
Echo.
sexy chat lines.
Oh yeah, get your own. Oh yeah, shit, I forgot.
Subscribe to
Normally
the Patreon.
we link what happened on Patreon so easily because it was
Yeah.
the same day, but this was yesterday.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Old reference.
Yeah. Over.
Still new.
If you want a therapist, $5.
Facts.
You'll figure out how to get the best therapist. She do what you say.
You cater to. They bet you cater to you.
Exactly. She caters to you. She's at your service, at your will. But hit that bell too.
But
Appreciate it.
since 𝐹_MAC and White Man are both not on the board, we are running. It's just us. So
Yeah.
there's not going to be any pop-ups.
Yeah.
It'll be audio only, no video, which at the end of the day, honestly, will make it easier for just like copyright shit.
Yeah.
In terms of that, it's just going to be a downside when we want to show you something that we can't show you. That's really about it.
This episode is going to be imagination heavy.
Yeah,
Yes.
and this is an audio. The audio listeners, you're really not missing. You're actually missing out on absolutely.
You're getting the
nothing.
best experience.
Yeah, you're missing out on absolutely nothing.
It's the same thing every week for y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing new.
So yeah, we will jump into, I guess, good watches, but this is kind of fucked up because the good watch that I had. Let me just jump into that. All right.
It's been on your telly, man.
I think I got two things for good watch. So for the good watch, I have something I wanted to visually show. MTR has his new setup. And
Oh, yeah, I
I had
think we've
kind of
seen
fallen off a little
Mediocre
bit.
tutorials and reviews.
Mediocre
Yeah.
tutorials and reviews. I had kind of fallen off. I kind of fallen off of watching his content just because I feel like you just naturally do that with any
You go
content.
in and out, but he leveled up though.
He leveled up.
I've seen it.
I'm back. He leveled
He's
up.
an evil villain.
Fuck with the
Evil.
nigga. I've always fucked with MTR
Yeah.
heavy, because I feel like in terms of the whole red pill thing, things got real wicked for a long time.
Yep, you can't even be associated.
Yeah.
Just saying I was watching any sort of red pill content is a
Yeah.
problem, essentially. You know what I mean?
Pussies get dry.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
but I still hold his at like the highest. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like, this is not a bad area to be in. Like it's not just we hate women.
He's red pill, but he's pushing excellence.
And he's still a normal person. Like that's the biggest thing. A lot of these red pill niggas, it's just like, it just felt like
they're a character.
It's all character. They had just lost humanity, and it was like, okay, we get what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's not, you can't do that every day though. You know what I'm saying? You can't move like that, you know?
I think they felt like if enough of them believed the same thing, they could create the world that they imagine. Like if all men just agree, then women would just fall in line. But that's not how this shit works, man.
Yeah, but that was one of the good watches that I had. And it was just like appreciation for the new setup, and he's just locked in still doing his thing. And then another thing that I was going to be a good watch was who sent this? I think it was Dr. Umar Johnson's school got vandalized. Oh. Roscoe sent this.
Shout out Roscoe.
Roscoe sent this.
The blackest person that watches us.
But he sent me the video.
I think the blackest name.
He sent me the video, and it was literally just like Dr. Umar Johnson, just like video recording going through the school.
Yeah.
He's sad.
Word.
Essentially, but I was like, nigga, there's no students there, bro.
That doesn't matter though.
It didn't stop nothing.
No hurt feelings. And was it crackers? Do we know the culprits?
Nah, not yet. But it looks like they just, I don't know. This looks like how a school looks when you first buy it to me.
Yeah.
Before it gets cleaned out and turned into a school that students will go to.
It's a regular school in Baltimore.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even look like it was ready for class. It looked like the pre-thing.
It just looks like it used to be a prison, like every other school.
Right. So, I don't know. That was weird. But I guess we kind of have to watch it.
Of course, there's so much visual content. Like this nigga got a whole new studio we can't even look at.
A picture.
Right. It is clean though.
Yeah, it's clean.
The Umar thing was him walking through, but but yeah, I mean MTR setup is just extremely basic. He's got a desk.
It's dark back. It's darkish, but it's a bluish hue, if I remember.
Right. Yep.
It's a nice chair.
Yeah.
Very nice. He looks comfortable, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nice desk. I think it's wood grain, of course, you know what I mean? Down south,
Better.
nigga, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get it right.
Now he's a New York nigga.
Oh, he's a New York nigga?
Yeah, I think New York, yep. Yeah.
Okay, I ain't
So
gonna
this
lie.
shit probably cheap Harlem wood.
No, I'm not gonna take any points away from him, but he's still from where he's from, you know what I mean?
Right.
He's doing the same, but no, it's a nice setup.
I think that's really it for the good watches. Could we?
Oh, I had one. It's kind of old, but his name is Ozz Perlman. That might be his last name. I think his name is Ozz Perlman.
I'll look it up. That
He's a mentalist, which is
he was on Joe Budden.
Joe Rogan.
He went on Joe Rogan and he kind of freaked Joe Rogan out a little bit. That shit was kind of good. Like, mentalism is the next level of magic to where it's like what you get magic results, but what you did was just like some thinking on a level that most people can never even achieve.
Mentalism is performing art where individuals known as mentalists simulate extraordinary mental
He was on Joe Budden
abilities.
too, recently.
Oh,
Like,
word?
Yeah.
on Joe Budden?
Yeah, I just saw that one. I saw that. It was like 2 months ago.
Did he guess his favorite stripper?
Oh yeah, he fucked everybody up.
Yeah, he had
I
to.
watched that episode. Yeah,
He was using he was telepathic
pretty much.
On Joe
he
Budden?
he did his thing. Yeah.
through a combination of psychological techniques.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
I'm fucking around. But no, that's the definition. It makes them honestly seem like these niggas are mutants.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
They like, you know how they say we got like 10% of our brain wattage we have access to? I think they
Right.
have 10.9. Just whatever that little rounded up number is, it's just enough to
What
get
was
the
that?
edge.
What was that movie where pretty much the whole concept was like the girl, I think it was a girl, had 100% of her brain.
Lucy.
And it made her a superhero because
she slowly turned into a galactic computer.
yeah.
Allah.
I gotta see that. That's been
It's
a long
something.
time since I've seen that movie.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
about the brain and only getting 100% out of it.
Yeah.
essentially.
It starts off kind of stupid, but Morgan
Morgan Freeman
with
is in
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Scarlett. That's a good looking.
Gotta get that whole something to do.
Nigga, we was watching a trailer, and before we get into the real stuff, big ups to Halliburton. We was watching the game in the bar.
Halliburton, nigga. I didn't even know who you was talking about.
Nigga, it's Halle, but
Halliburton, the basketball player.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was good.
I didn't know we were talking
I was
about
like, who we shouting out?
Halliburton.
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 Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you
Okay,
go.
well,
There you go.
sorry. It is one of those names. It's like, but
You gotta
regardless, shout out to him. Unfortunately, he fell But he did his thing while he was in the game.
Nigga snapped that
whatever
Achilles.
that means.
Yeah,
But
he came in and hit a couple of them. I think he had 3 or 4 of them bitches.
I think he missed 2 shots, but all his other shots was threes.
Yeah.
But
he was going off.
he was going.
He set the tone for them niggas.
Off.
Yeah, and when he does that, they have really good games. Whenever he starts off hot, I think I saw like some statistic where they was like, if he starts off the game hitting his shots, he gonna finish with 30.
Oh, okay.
That's just his pattern. That's what he do.
Right.
He just got to see. He got to see flames early on.
So if he didn't go out with it, they would have won. You think?
It would have been. It's hard to say that it would have been more competitive because 92% of the game they was 2 points away.
That is a good point.
It would have been more competitive.
Yeah.
It would have been more competitive for sure. Because when they
most of the game they were only 2 points.
I
off.
will say they held their own because like when we was watching when he first got injured, like the team looked a little scrambled. Like the coaches was like on the bench, like, God damn, I don't know what we're gonna do with this.
Yeah.
But
that just shakes you up.
It's
like, yo, he just
the teammate, not a teammate, but the teammate.
The teammate, the one we centered our
crazy
our everything around.
It would have been a way better game,
as they showed us it on TV 7 million times.
I brought that up because, ironically, shout out to Lauren. Like the video because Lauren's not here, but 520 podcast, Jeff Teague.
Jeff Teague. Yeah.
So he was even talking about it like, yo, they didn't have to show it 16 times.
Showed that shit.
They showed it
crazy. It was crazy.
Every break. Even he was
and
like,
that
yo.
was one of those injuries that like makes everybody like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we didn't need to see it that much.
There's definitely like the ones like when Paul George snapped his leg in half,
right?
When he landed in the goal, but they played that back to back so much, and like I hoop. So I don't look at injuries.
Yeah.
I got like a weird superstition with that shit. I can't even look at it, dog. I just turn away and I pray for the nigga.
Yeah,
I think they easily could have
5 times.
Yeah.
But they played that shit back to back. I was like, man.
And they
I feel like
played
I'm
where we could
cursed.
see the snap. I feel like it would have. I think it'd have been okay if they replayed just the moment when he was on the ground.
Show us a different angle.
Doing like slamming on the ground. That's
maybe.
better. Seeing the pop made me go like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It's just how many clicks do you need? You know?
Yeah.
Like that's all. One time is enough. Like a star player in Game 7 just hurt himself. Like
7 minutes in.
8 players have snapped their Achilles this season.
Yeah, that's
It's getting.
it almost feels normal now.
Jason Tatum did it in the playoffs. Damian Lillard did it in the playoffs. There's 3 that happened in the postseason, dog. It's kind of crazy.
And then Cameron, which I don't even know if it was a stupid post.
It's stupid.
But this nigga posted, I forgot what the caption was. Do you remember the caption? But it was
said
basically
something stupid to where it's like, this is why niggas got to start wearing hot tops.
and he posted every injury of like this season of niggas in low tops.
Yeah.
Are you
Like,
serious?
It was crazy. It was
Damn.
crazy.
Rubbing
And it was no reason for him to do that, but
Because it's not
It's-
really.
It's not that.
It's not. If it would have been ankle, maybe.
yeah.
Cameron got a point because you know something about the stability with the low top
Yeah.
shoes, your ankle is free. But these niggas is their Achilles, dog. Like that's on the back. That's right under your hamstring, nigga.
It might be some
No shoe covers that.
it could be correlation if you break it down by the percentage, but that might not be the cause. It's like
Yeah.
But
It's all
Nah.
just running for 82 games, but you know.
it's unfortunate. I mean, I don't know if you wanted to get into like the bad luck of 𝙼𝙾𝚃 if you want to stay in New York with Jim Jones.
That's where we gonna
Her
stay.
financial Achilles popped, right?
let's go over to let's go to New York. Go to Jim Jones.
Yeah, man. So, another New York legend spouting outrageous takes. You know what I mean? Jim Jones, he went on Joe and Jada, and they was having a wonderful conversation, just regular New York talk, exactly what the podcast should be, just
You see
absolutely nothing.
Did they mention?
You see, they changed their background too. I just wanted to throw that out there.
I have to look.
Fuck their background. Fat Joe needs to change his legal team. Y'all seen what's going on with that?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
What you mean?
Fat Joe got a whole allegation.
Yeah.
With his old hype man.
Yeah. 20 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something. Crazy.
Allegedly bought a 15-year-old a ass
Which is crazy.
and was flying it out regularly.
just to see it.
Whoa.
Yeah, he was flying it out on top. It wasn't enough to just like get it once.
Yeah.
He was like, I need that again.
Nigga, I paid for this.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
He had a lifetime warranty on that shit.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
Well, Joe.
Pay for the BBL and everything.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah.
She probably was Dominican. They start early over there. But regardless,
Yeah.
Jim Jones, he
over
basically,
there. Yeah.
yes, he was on Joe and Jada. And I guess I'll be ghetto style and just play it in the mic. But His
take.
there's
a timestamp. Sorry.
Yeah, there was time.
This is my job. Sorry.
Yeah, if he got,
we playing it over there.
Yeah, because I got my phone, so we can at least hear it.
His phone is hooked up.
So y'all gonna hear this, but says Jim Jones says he's better than Nas. Let's go to that one. But basically, that was it was more nuanced than that. He didn't really articulate it well, but his whole point was like, yo, you gotta stop comparing me to niggas that you think is on a certain level when I've really influenced hip hop. And I guess his major point was like, I guess he's trying to equate culture to like lyricism, but I don't know which one is more important in terms of like what hip hop is. And I don't know whose run was longer. Like, was Nas a better lyricist for longer than Jim Jones was a better dresser?
Yeah, because that's the crux of Jim Jones's argument, to where he was like, yo, I put niggas in the fashion brands I like. That makes me better than Nas.
Which is
stupid, because
it's crazy.
He spoke about it.
What are we talking about? Are we talking about rapping or what?
Because that's the thing. He kept intertwining the two different conversations. Because if you say you're more impactful than Nas, it's like, that's still probably no. But at least you have a case in that department. When it comes to rapping, nigga, Jim Jones.
Yeah, he said
I like Jim Jones, but nigga, G's up, nigga.
But
Hose down.
Yeah, G's up.
And I'm pretty sure Max B wrote that
Max
shit.
B, yeah, like
Nas
He's not even a better lyricist than Bigger Fell.
Like 𝙿𝙾𝚃𝚃 alone was an album that was a blueprint for hip hop globally.
Now he did credit Nas, like he said, like, you know, not to cut you off, but he was like, yo, don't get this confused. Like, I wanted to be like Nas. Like, he was the flyest nigga. He had all the, you know.
But he kind of slighted him. He was like, yo, I wanted to be like Nas in 10th grade.
Yo, you gotta play that shit. But not, it was a lot of that, but it was still love, because the major point, which I don't know, you could probably speak to this as a true, you was in like real hip hop.
Not
like,
real. I'm still too young for that, technically.
But you done a cypher, nigga. You a hip hop nigga.
For sure, yeah.
But the true nature of it is like, I love you, but I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
You know?
In terms of that.
Which is, that's the sport. That's healthy competition.
Yeah, it's the competitiveness. Yeah, I got love for you, but it's pretty much what Kendrick did on.
But I want to murder all of you niggas.
Right. Yeah.
But
that goes for Jermaine Cole.
But
Big Crit Wale.
That shit. It was kind of insane how hard that hit at the time. That was insane.
Then he went away.
Didn't say nothing.
Yep.
Didn't respond to no disses.
Took us 20 years with it, Fred, for us to see him in war for real.
Yeah.
But he won, though. All right, let's go.
This is all part of Jim Jones's rollout. He knows by making those claims, everybody is going to be up in arms. People are going to talk about it and disagree, which is going to make him go viral because everybody's talking about it. He's even bragged about it on his social media. Now, here's a back and forth between Jim Jones and Shannon Sharpe. You guys get in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys later, man.
Can I ask you a question, Jim?
Mm-hmm.
You smoke, right?
Yeah.
Were you smoking when you said you better than Nas?
I might have been a little bit. Well, as far as let's get this right. I'm way more influential than Nas, and I don't care what nobody say. I know I made a little boo-boo when you talk about the sales and all this type of shit. I don't feel like getting into that rhetoric about where I started and where he started.
Well, you said that bullshit.
But listen, Nas was nice when I was in high school. When I was in 10th grade, Nas came out. Nas was dope. We appreciated him. He had a little bit run. But Nas always came up second to Jay and DMX and all these other people. Like,
ain't no shame in that. There a lot of mofos came up second to Tom Brady.
He never had that type of influence on us, except for his first album. I already told you. I used to want to dress like Nas because he had a lot of fresh clothes that the hustlers used to wear and shit. And we used to see him on TV. He had one of the illest albums of all time. And then in high school when he had the barbecue and shit like that. So I'm a real fan of Nas, but he kind of lost me after the movie Belly and shit like that. Like, I don't.
Man, go ahead on with that, Jim.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm being honest. You ask me. I'm being a fan. I'm telling you, the movie Belly was fire, but after that, he kind of lost me. I think we was way too much into the game. Remember how this goes. You ever heard of a Kofi list?
Yeah.
Yo, go back into your history and find out what happened between us and him. You dig? And I'm not trying to repeat history, but don't play with us when it comes to that, bro. We already went wild on them boys. You heard? We the ones that went wild on them boys, you heard?
Hey, Jim.
Yo, and people out here acting like I said I'm gonna bring the Kofi list back. I just told you I'm gonna change man. Steph Law. Can you dig?
Nah, look. I'm putting it like this, Jim. Hey, bro, you been in this thing, but lyrically.
So two things. One, we said Joe and Jada, and that's what we're supposed to do. But you click the Shannon Sharpe link, which works. Two, I got a hypothesis.
What?
I think a kufi list is, just slang for, hit him in the headshot. You know what I mean? You end up on that kufi list, you get a kufi.
Yeah.
Should I ask
the size of a bullet.
Exactly. B-32s dropping
But
bombs.
allegedly, I don't know.
That's probably
I
it.
have no idea.
I feel like that's a pretty good.
It sounds like gangsters beating up like 5%ers to me. That's what it sounds like.
With bean pies.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know how many?
Yeah, like
frozen bean pies.
Like they threw vegetables at him.
Yeah, like
They threw pork at him.
Yeah.
You know how many woke niggas I fucked up, nigga, back in the day?
Yeah.
Like, don't you ever get it fucked up. I don't know what that. I don't know.
Said we feed
I don't know, but
we feed Muslims.
I
Big.
did.
It's
I
the
guess I
tribe
did
of
click the
Pyru.
wrong link.
But the
Oh,
but honestly,
he
this link
shared
I see what
similar
you're saying.
sentiments on Joe and Jay.
he said he shared the same sentiments, but and plus Joe and Jada, they didn't really have much to say
because they just let them go.
because they know each other, they're friends.
Yeah.
What's the point of
can't
going,
get too
nigga, you're fucking crazy?
Yeah.
Especially because it's like
You don't tell a crazy nigga he's crazy.
what's the point? That's redundant.
Unless you're between glass.
But I will say Shannon Sharp was
He was
definitely
hot. He was
he was
pissed.
pressing that issue.
Yeah, he
and I
was.
don't
Shannon Sharp, I think he took a little sip of his dark liquor. Because he seemed a little like I was like, damn, he's a little bit more entertaining than normal.
he on that Sharp potion.
I
for
forgot
He does
that,
do that on Nightcap, but
I forgot that he I thought it was weird after his whole scandal. He just didn't go away. He just kept dropping.
we were saying
We
the
was
same
saying
shit a couple days ago. I was like, yo, he's acting like he's not in trouble.
Beautiful.
He just
Just like the white man.
Well, it was a little weird when he kept going initially afterwards because it was like the statements and shit, but he just kept shooting.
I loved it.
And what I thought was weirder, which isn't that weird because they could be
But
going.
honestly, I guess that's what you're supposed to do, right?
You have to do that. You
gotta keep
can't
moving like nothing's happening.
you
That's what he
can't
should have did at first.
It made me forget.
you can't give people a way in. Like, nigga, my life is regular. Like it's nothing.
I'm still living every day regular. Yeah.
And I be
Regular
looking
day.
in the
I
comments.
just got a case.
I look in the comments. I don't know if they cleaning them out, like sending them through a filter.
Right.
But nobody gives a fuck. Nobody's even asking. Like, there's not even like white girl. You like white girl jokes.
I see what you're saying.
This might be one of the first time where like culture or whatever, like this pocket that cares about this just agrees, like, yo, this is some bullshit. Maybe. I don't know.
No, he had some crazy shit going on.
But it was
Which is ironic that nobody cares on the one that's probably real.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I guess we'll start talking about
Allegedly.
it again whenever the case gets
whenever
settled.
the case gets
Once it
brought.
gets hot,
Nigga,
or
Diddy
they
not
actually
even
go to
finished,
trial.
so
Yeah, I haven't been following that at all.
yeah.
The Diddy case.
Yup. You just every now and then you see something
just see
about
something where I'm like,
they
oh.
found more baby
Yeah.
oil.
Or something like that. Yeah, it's nothing like where I'm like locked in every moment. But yeah, Shannon Sharp, Jim Jones. But I mean,
It's all
I don't
it's
know.
all ego, but the
I don't
major
think the
point
Joe and Jada podcast is going to be more than a year.
the major point was that I think Jim Jones
Two max.
Nah, it's gonna
Max.
last. It's gonna
I
last.
don't think so.
Even when you sit down and just like watch full episodes, I'm like, damn, like Joe really wants to be here.
Right.
Jada doesn't mind being here.
He
But
doesn't
How
mind.
long does that last?
Exactly. That's
Like,
it's a year, I think.
He got New York
gonna
shit
last,
to do,
bro.
nigga. Yeah.
You think so? You think it'll be on some Drink Champ shit?
Yeah,
Like 10
because
year?
they
Drink
do
Champ?
it. They
Drink
do
Champ?
it in seasons. It's not.
Oh yeah, we got.
It's not. It's not a real commitment, even. You know.
Which is why they
So-
probably
That is
won't pick
a
it back
good
up.
point.
Like they might do a season, then another, and then they just got a bunch of unanswered phone calls like, "Yo, y'all coming back?
Nigga,
Got season 3 to do."
No, every New York OG quotations, niggas from New York, you tell us.
right.
But they have a podcast, Nori, Joe and Jada. I have a section because
Math offer.
Bleak.
He don't got no podcast.
What's Bleak?
Memphis Bleak.
Memphis Bleak.
Yeah.
This nigga
Oh,
has a
yeah.
podcast now, Rock Nation podcast. So
What is his
and
podcast
all New
about?
York niggas have a certain level of
He
want to do
interviewing.
better than the next.
They
So
all
they're
are
not-
doing the same thing though.
So they're not gonna.
It just makes it so easy to not watch any of them.
Yeah, or just watch whoever like your personal favorite is.
Yeah.
I've chosen my New York podcast. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Cam and Mace.
Yeah.
I'm good.
It's only one nigga.
New York pod, like in terms of
Stone
like
locked
in terms
up.
of like that.
Yeah.
Like New York old school rapper, like or not old school rapper, but like
Retired legend.
rapper, retired rapping legend. Yeah, I guess that would be the one that I picked. Cause I was never a huge fan of Drink Champs. So it's like, yeah, it is what it is the one that I picked.
I think Jim Jones needs his own show. Like, you remember that meme, like the whole you know, like it's cold as fuck out here. He's stepping on.
Oh yeah.
Like when that was a whole gimmick,
tap
he
thing.
was running with that for a little bit.
Well, he was doing the weather.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He still does it though.
He still does a little bit,
meteorologist.
but I think he could take it to maybe like a lower level of like whatever Snoop got, GGN, is that what it's called?
GG is pretty.
A lower level though, a lower
Okay,
level.
a lower level
I said
of
a lower
that.
level of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I feel like he could have his own like, hey, good morning, people. You know what I mean? Make sure you drink your pyro breakfast or whatever, like, you know, anything.
breakfast.
Yeah,
Make
I
sure you
mean-
do your pull-ups with your breakfast.
Jim Jones is a hustler. I mean,
exactly.
he's gonna have something that we're following every 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Like maybe not following heavy, but he's got something that he's really passionate about every 2 to 3 years, or like 3 to 5 years. Like
He likes to reinvent himself.
yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely
And
does.
still be
that.
a young nigga.
And his music only got good recently within these last couple of years, honestly. Like he was cool. He was alright back then, but like he's rapping his ass off now for real though. Like his last couple of albums have actually been pretty good.
I like
I've
his
listened to
features.
him. Yeah, like
got
he
some
be
cool
snapping.
features. Yeah, yeah.
And like when you listen, like I only bought into the album because he had started killing features, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's kind of going crazy now.
What are you doing by yourself? Let me go see about
And
that.
it was he was holding his own. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely rapping better than he's ever rapped before.
And he's
Yeah.
arguing better than he's ever debated before either. And he's just all feelings.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he'll pump fake like, yo, check the stats. You know, we been up.
Yeah.
I'm like, nigga, Jim Jones, you don't fucking read data, nigga. All his research is Harlem.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever Harlem says is what the world is.
It's a pocket for him though.
Yeah.
He got his own like. He could just do whatever. Like he could just be and like people call him like what the oldest young head or whatever.
What you call him now?
Well, not really, but I call him Jim Jones. But but that is Jim Jones.
I call him Jimmy.
But that is Jim Jones.
JJ.
It's like he is
JJ.
You know,
Yeah.
The old young nigga.
he's like a kid with young parents. That's what he like.
Yeah.
Dresses like. That's what he is.
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
It's just
yeah. You 12 and your dad is like 25.
25.
Something
Like,
stupid. That's a good life to live, though.
Yeah,
It's
you didn't-
beautiful.
Nobody ever told you no.
Nobody ever told you no, and like
Yeah.
your parents probably did drugs and smoking.
Yep.
but even with
Dope.
like people that like probably shouldn't have a podcast, but or not really, but Memphis Bleak, that Rock Nation podcast. I was watching the Ja Rule interview, bruh. That shit is actually pretty good. It's like a classic podcast. Like it was about everything and nothing. Like Ja Rule, Ja Rule's a real nigga. Like I didn't think I would find out. Like you finding out more about. You feel me? Like people that kind of have withered in the culture to a certain extent.
Well,
like
but
Ja,
they still
he's
got
Ja Rule.
They still got stories and experience.
Yeah,
they
that's
pull
what people
from.
do to you though. Like 50 Cent made it seem like we should never pay attention to anything this nigga's ever doing.
Ja Rule got disrespected, even in like the Dave Chappelle sketch where he was like, nobody gives a fuck what Ja Rule thinks right now.
Yeah, his whole perception
like
got
it-
fucked up in that beef.
Yeah, his marketing was just like, man, we could do without that nigga.
Well, the past 10 years is like IRS and then that Fire Festival. I remember
didn't
that.
help.
Yeah, that was a little
That was
stain.
crazy.
What
yeah.
is one good thing Ja Rule has done besides that song? Like
That TV show.
We can't even name a feat.
Wait, what song are you talking about?
What's love?
He had a couple songs.
Do with it.
I had like 2 Ja Rule albums.
They was talking about his hits like he was the like
I had 2 Ja Rule
he
albums.
was the nigga.
Yeah, I did.
God damn.
He
Was
was
it
on-
like a double disc?
Nah, it was back
two
to back.
separate-
He was on fire back in the day, nigga.
Ja Rule or
Bro,
Ludacris?
when he
Luda.
Luda. Always. Even though I did not like that performance I saw.
When he was freestyling at the BET Awards?
No, at Dreamville.
Oh, okay.
I really wish I saw him like 10 years ago. I really do.
When he still had the fat form.
It's just something. Yeah, like
he was
I
probably
don't
the
know.
same then.
Well, maybe 15 then, 20 years ago.
Nah, that
You
was
know what I'm saying?
Luda.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
Luda
you know what I'm saying?
peak
Yeah.
Luda,
Yeah, like
That was Fast
damn.
and Furious Luda.
Right, yeah, that's what
That
I'm
was
saying.
yeah. He was
Hustle
still
and
hot
flow Luda.
for sure.
That'd have been hard.
Yeah.
But
shout out Jim.
let me go over here real quick. 35. Did y'all watch this Charlamagne Matan?
Yeah. They were a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
And I feel like there were moments because Matan, his style of interview is he's playing a character. Like
Yeah.
he's probably kind of this annoying in real life, but he plays it up for the camera. He's like trying to troll you, he's trying to fuck with you. And I don't want to say it's methodical, But he does have like a list of like bits.
It's pretty methodical.
He has a list of planned bits. Well, I be, you know, a little wary to get niggas intelligence points. But he has a list of planned bits to where he's trying to get you. And like, you know, Charlamagne did his thing in terms of like trying to out weird the weird kid.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way to win that show. You got to like, wherever he's willing to go.
Is that why the whole thing was weird? I watched half of it. I was like, I struggled for the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I have to finish this.
And that's
what I told
homework.
myself.
Nigga, this is
I have
homework.
to finish this. And then I was like, halfway through, I said, fuck this. I'm not, I can't watch this.
It was
This
a
is
little,
weird.
it was a little
like,
strange.
Yeah, it was just like, I don't know. It was weird. I don't know. Because it felt like Matan wasn't going as left as he normally goes. It felt like Charlamagne was trying to outmatch the levels that it could go. Because Matan holds no punches. He normally goes Matan normally plays very dirty.
Yeah.
He was not playing dirty.
Like
he was not
eye
playing
pokes.
like nearly as dirty as he normally does. Like Matan's the type that like he don't care.
He seemed tired.
He don't care if you just had the case. Like if the case just broke,
Yeah.
he'll be like, let's go live. What about that girl that everybody says you raped? What do you have to say about that? You know what I'm saying? Like he normally don't go.
We have a timestamp for that, right?
Yeah, we got time.
Oh, you do?
He did get a little grapey
But
in terms of allegations and cases and all that shit.
it was probably strange.
Where's the timestamps? I don't see any.
I didn't watch too much of it, so y'all gonna have to correct me. But it's probably like sometimes you just have to go with the bit, you know. Sometimes for the audience, you know, it's just easier to kind of go with it instead
Where'd you
of.
put the timestamp?
Well, it depends. You say you had the timestamp?
Oh no, I was saying for the word you said.
Oh, good point.
Good point.
Yeah.
Great one, nigga. But
Okay, thank you. Yes.
you was making another point.
But I was saying probably. Oh yeah, no, I don't got time saying for that. But
That's what I was saying. I said, nigga, how did I miss it?
No. And it's like
Nah.
this your first, not your
Right,
first time, but
'cause
it's
I-
like you got a
'cause look,
second job to do.
Like I'm looking for that. Like I was looking for that in the interview. So when you said that, I
Nah.
said, "Oh, fantastic! I just missed something."
Yeah.
nah,
That's what I was thinking. Okay, my bad.
I was talking about the thing that's worse than that.
Gotcha. Okay,
But-
I got you. Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, you gotta maybe it would have been easier on the viewers' eyes to like just for Charlamagne to just play with the bit.
That's
just
what
a
he was
little bit.
doing.
Oh, that's what he's doing.
Yeah,
But-
they was trying to out troll each other, and it got to the point where
I didn't think
Matan,
they bonded. I didn't think. Well, based on the first half that I saw, it didn't feel like there was flow.
it wasn't but I think that's the point. I think it's supposed to be a little off rhythm, a little off beat, to where it's like,
I don't know.
let's watch them probe at each other a little bit. That's from what I've seen from his content.
Yeah.
That's what goes on my algorithm. It's like when there's weird, awkward moments, and he's really got a guess in the position.
I think there's a level of suspense with his content that, like, if the nigga getting interviewed breaks it, it can be a little weird. You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
the fact that
yes,
that Charlamagne
You're too
wasn't
prepared.
surprised, or he got used to it very quick. It was probably like, man,
Well, he
like,
came in on it. He
exactly.
came in, yeah.
So he was probably and a lot of I don't even know how to say his name.
Matan. I think it's Matan. Yeah.
Matan.
Just say Maton.
Matan, yeah. Let's fuck up his name. Fuck him. Mayton, that he's probably gonna get him to respond. Mayton is really big now. So he's probably
He is
gotten
pretty big,
Yeah.
publicists are like, yeah, this guy, he does this, just so you know.
His name is Maltese. Be ready
But to the
come in.
major point, like you gotta that level of suspense, once it's broken, it fucks up everything.
The
like a
chase
movie.
is gone.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, the
like it
chase
takes
is
you
gone.
out of it, like, well.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a normal one that I've seen
Now
that he's done.
It looks like I'm seeing like bad acting.
It feels like I'm watching them trying to do what he's done, like a version of his show. That's how it felt to me when I was watching it. It didn't feel like a typical Matan show. It felt like both of them, him pulling punches and Charlamagne overextending his punches, like in terms of like trying to like fit in to what this show is.
They
You know
didn't
what I mean?
beat each other's ass properly.
I don't know.
dog.
It
Like,
was
they was
weird.
throwing punches in weird spots.
They were shadow boxing in different corners of the room almost. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It was
yeah.
weird. I don't
different
know.
shadows. There was a Charlamagne did get like a little moment of redemption because it's kind of like a long running joke on Brilliant Idiots. You know this kind of jokes to where it's like, you know what chomp is?
Chomp?
Chomp on my dick. Like you say something
Gotcha.
to get somebody, and it's like
Yeah.
that nigga's just historically bad at it. Like every
Right,
time he tried to do it,
right.
the Schulz is like,
I seen it. He always sees it from a mile away.
Saw that shit come from a mile away.
Right.
But he got
Baton.
matriarchy. We gonna call him something different every time.
Yeah.
That nigga Mateo, he got him.
Yeah. Nah, man, that's it. When it works, it works. Because I'm trying to look for the one that I really like the David Lucas one.
That was
Which
weird.
one was worse?
That was weird. The David Lucas
one was amazing.
I don't know. I feel like
that's the show. That's the show.
Donnell Rawlings was pretty good too.
The David Lucas one kind of fucked with Lucas's career to a certain extent because after he did that, all the comedy review pages like Comedy Enforcement, Too Lazy to Try, they all band together and was like, yo, David Lucas just exposed himself. The nigga's not funny.
Yeah.
And like they clipped up all his worst moments to where he was just that David Lucas one was a little weird. It was a little weird.
The David Lucas hate train it was going for a while though because his special wasn't that good either.
Yeah.
You remember that
The
shit?
special
that shit,
really
shit was ass.
Elephant Graveyard.
He came out with a vape. It's like
Remember Elephant Graveyard?
That's what he called it?
That was the YouTube channel that we watched.
Yeah.
Yo, it's funny thing about that. Like we talked about it when the nigga had like 10,000 subs or 20,000 subs.
Yeah.
The nigga's up now.
He passed us?
What? It's not even close.
Lap
Oh
niggas.
my God.
Well, shout out
Lapped us
to you
like 14 times. Damn
figuring this shit out.
Elephant, please comment.
Yeah.
We gave him shine and he took it.
Yeah, but
Yeah, nah, it's
I didn't fuck with it. I thought it was weird. I don't know. It just seemed it seemed strange. It was also out of Charlamagne going there. I was confused on why he would go there. I thought that was interesting that he went there.
Yeah, that was
And
funny.
I was like, is he going? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why you're there.
A couple weeks ago, he had talked about it on Brilliant Idiots before the episode had even dropped.
Yeah.
And he didn't, I don't remember if he said which podcast he was on, but he was talking about how like he was trying to outro the troll and all that shit.
It had to be
But
that
he
one,
didn't, I don't
yeah.
remember him saying why, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's not to advance your career in media. Like you would have went to the New York Times to get like a real fucking press piece. That's just like a pure, let me go see what this little nigga on.
For fun.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's like
for shits and giggles.
it felt like that would be something he would have done 10 years ago when he was more entertaining in general. But like now
kinda
that he's
aged out
like
of that content.
essentially, that's how. Yes,
Yeah.
that's honestly how it felt. Like,
Yeah.
felt like he's aged out of that.
Yeah.
and that's what he's wanted to do. He's wanted us to look at him in a different version as under his rebrand.
yeah.
But then going there is like sniffing seat. Charlamagne goes there. Does that make sense?
I rewatched. I saw
what
yes.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I saw a snippet of it was like a short of like old Charlamagne, him talking about therapy.
Yeah.
And I just like I forgot how impactful that was to him. You know what I mean? So like every time, like even like now I'm thinking about like, yo, he's probably like I don't know what he's thinking, but like Charlamagne is just like a changed dude now in terms of like
I mean, I saw this YouTube video where it was like, I don't know, they summed it up. Like I've always complained about like the new version of Charlamagne that we've seen I've always complained about that shit.
Yeah.
But they were like, the video was titled "The Failed Rebrand of Charlamagne the God." I was like, oh, I guess that was a failed rebrand. You know, like technically it was successful, but like for the visual, for the audience, like when you look at it from that way, it's like, yeah, that shit is like a mess. though. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of if you ask him, obviously. Everything is great. I'm on The View. You know what I'm saying? It's fantastic.
And I think
you know what I'm saying?
I think it's really like, you know, his personality probably changed, dog. Like when you got like 4 daughters, that has to do something to like how
it changed them.
You don't say the word bitch anymore.
Yeah.
You have too many of them. Like too many of them that you love. Like you would never call them that. So it's just certain things where it's like, you know, you shouldn't speak the same way you did at like, what is he, 40 something?
50.
Almost 50.
45 almost. Yeah,
that you
45.
did when you was like 25, even 32. Nah,
maybe.
Unless you're Jim Jones. But it only works with him.
What about Corey Holcomb?
He's a comedian.
Well, he's a comedian. That's
he's allowed to, you know, comedians are allowed to do whatever.
I'm glad you said that. That comes up in
they
the Schultz
get that
thing.
license. They
Exactly.
Get that
They allowed to do whatever.
That comes up to the Schultz thing.
And we'll bring it back up.
Bring it up, nigga.
When it is necessary.
That comes up in that Schultz thing.
But I think Charlamagne really just grew as a person.
Honestly, like I think therapy really changed him. Like he's really just not on that anymore. And even all his sayings, like the truth is always boring, whatever. like all his sayings go back to therapy. Like, I think therapy is everything.
Oh, nobody believes the truth in the lives.
You know what I'm saying?
But he's been saying that when he had raccoon skin.
Right.
Word?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he was just a conniving nigga. But who knows? Look, who knows? Who knows? But the whole therapy is beautiful, man.
Yeah.
And
for everybody.
like the video.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't have any timestamps for it because I just like watched it.
I actually found some rough ones. I don't know how accurate they are. You know when you screenshot it because like you just take.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. We can pop in on them.
Go to 12:30
because I didn't have any.
No context.
Caught cheat.
12.
No title. Just 12:30.
Consequences of it.
Everybody already knows I say it.
You do? You don't say it around black people though.
I don't say it on camera or around tough-looking black people.
I'm not tough, but I'm just saying. Whenever,
you got a tough guy out there.
Here's the thing about life: you can say whatever you want. You just got to deal with the consequences of whatever it is you say.
But would you be offended by it? Besides, let's say I had no consequences. My fans are super racist.
I don't take offense easily, but I would be offended by it because you're using it for content.
No, I'm using it like to be derogatory.
Oh. And see that? Okay, I can kind of respect that because I've never been a person to use that word as a term of endearment. Like
really?
I use it the way crack-ass crackers use it.
What about, do you usually use the A or the R?
The R.
Oh, yeah.
No,
we can pound it on that. We agree, though.
Motherfucker.
We're on the same page. That ends with an R2, and you said it was vitriol. I like it.
Oh my God. You can't read your own handwriting, man. You write like a doctor.
No, I just wrote. I already read that page. I'm on to the next.
Okay. I love the fact that you're using your notes.
Yeah.
Shame.
So that was fun. But let's go to 38 even. I think that might be something a little better.
38. I think there's a peak area over there.
Yeah, see? There we go.
Like the video.
Subscribe.
38 even.
Patreon. 38 even.
I don't know who that is. Cousins?
Just a black name.
Give me some more, man. What else you got? Come on, don't tap out on me now.
Why don't you want the cars to hit you?
Because you don't want to die or be hurt.
Running on the freeway, la 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 la.
Nah.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
I do. I want to die.
I kind of can tell, yo. I'm not going to lie. When I walked in here, I felt that energy. And I just want you to know that it's okay.
When you walked into like this interview or when I met you outside?
Well, both. I could kind of tell. And I just want you to know it's okay. Whatever it is that you...
Well, if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me.
Whatever it is that you're going through, you're going to get through it.
I'm not going through anything.
I believe in you. Don't let any of this fool you. You can come up from all of this. Like, this is actually a good shtick. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know how long this is going to last, and I'll tell you why. Because once people realize what the shtick is, they're going to not want to come on the show.
I've been doing this for like 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, the guests have gotten better somehow.
Who have you had on?
Right today, I guess as we're talking, I'm having on the former president.
Which one?
Obama.
No, you're not.
The Kenyan guy.
He wouldn't.
I'm looking at him in the face, and Samuel Lee Johnson.
No, you wouldn't.
I'm having them all together. Are you just one of them or all of them? Are there multiple?
You look like several different versions of like white superhero stars.
Oh yeah.
You look like Tom Holland. You look like Ezra Miller.
I'll still take that.
Yeah, you look like Tom Holland, Ezra Miller. Like you look like all of them combined into one, and you look like Miss Marvel just a little bit.
No,
and I'm not, and I don't mean. I mean that in the cutest way.
What?
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, right.
So that's what I'm saying, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean that in the cutest way.
So you're doing. I knew you're doing that gay shit.
This isn't gay. Why is it gay?
I knew you were doing that gay shit.
But why is it gay?
Bro, just trying to be on some sexy shit, no weird shit.
Yeah. But yeah, y'all check that out though.
Yeah, shout out to
Mateo.
Shout out to Matthew.
Okay, I'll hit the bell and then I do a timestamp.
There you go. Get your rhythm, buddy.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the rhythm.
I was about to say, we can slightly edit this.
50. Yeah, I'll slightly edit it because it's gonna be impossible. Where we going next? Should we go Andrew Schulz?
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Let's go Andrew Schulz. Andrew Schulz was just on a podcast called The Interview, The Interviewer or The Interview.
Yes.
The Interview with Andrew Schulz, hosted by 𝙿𝙾𝚃𝚃 of the New York Times. And this is a New York Times podcast. So this is the first time I've ever seen this show.
Me too.
And is that, I guess it's always done like this, a two-part thing where you interview with them originally.
In a real place.
Maybe in person. And then within 2 weeks, you guys follow up.
Online.
Is it always that rhythm too?
That's
because I didn't look at any of the other ones. Or is it always some sort of? I mean, following up online and 2 weeks later is always going to be easier.
That makes more sense because it's
does,
like why the fuck would you ask me to come back here?
Yeah, but
2
in
weeks
this
from now to do 15 more minutes at the back,
right? Because they're not doing no full interviews. It's really just them to come back and reflect.
Yeah,
on their first conversation.
It's the same. This is also, every time.
It is
every time.
Yeah,
and this is also
it's a pretty decent. It's an interesting concept.
It's new.
It's produced by the New York Times,
right?
Which it gives.
Which do with that what you will.
Is it official?
Well, he's a journalist.
Yes, which is very important.
Bare minimum. He's a nerd.
And that's the box he wants to be in.
Yeah, so in this interview, Andrew Schulz, I think he got cooked in the politest way possible, honestly. I mean, from start to finish, I think really early in the interview, Andrew realized you're not joking your way out of this conversation. I think that's what happened. I think they had honest, I think the interviewer was having an honest conversation. I think Andrew was struggling with having an honest conversation, because he was trying to pawn it off. I think it got embarrassing about halfway through because he just stopped answering questions and would just answer, "What do you think?" Like that got nasty at a certain point.
Yeah.
Where it was, you're asking me too many good questions that I don't want to answer. So when you ask me something good, well, what do you think? And it's like, this is, I thought that
thought it was combative.
I thought that was nasty.
Andrew definitely has some faults, but I think it was a little bit more of an even exchange than you making it seem, because the thing is, it's like, they started off okay, and then it got a little rocky in between to where like Andrew Schulz was doing the whole, I'm not gonna answer the question, I'm gonna flip it on you. But for some reason, the journalist dude, what was his name again? Because we got
Marchese.
David Marchese.
David Mediachi.
Marchese or Marchese.
He wasn't stern enough. He was a little too pliable on some of the points. Like it got to the point where it felt like Andrew was running the interview, and that's his fault because you have the keys, you have the steering wheel. So it's like, you got a guest that's avoiding questions by flipping it on you. He's not even thinking in the moment to like go like, nigga, this nigga's trying to get me. I think there's a point where he eventually comes out and he's like, yo, I'm really having a hard time when you keep flipping the question on me. Like, I got to think of an answer. Like, you got to be able to combat that as a journalist, as an interviewer, as a person in media. Like, you can't get that, you can't get flipped that easily.
I think both happened. I think Andrew was caught off guard because he thought it was going to be a regular interview.
Right.
But, or no, he might have thought it was going to be, watch the Patreon too, but he might have thought it was going to be a mix of a conversation. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it turned out to be like a directed interview.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that he was caught off guard, but he wasn't really pulling the whole like answer, like ask a question back until he realized he was trying to gain the dude's perspective because he wanted to see like, like if he was trying to paint Andrew as a villain or what he was trying to paint Andrew as. Because he even said it, like the interviewer, Marchese, he was like, I have, and this is just me saying like, this is how he thinks.
Right.
I have like these line of questions that, I put it in chronological order because, I usually do that, to set up my interviews. But with you, I feel like I could just get into anything. So right there, he's a fucking robot. You know what I mean? So it's the energy in the room is probably like, well, this is strange.
Yeah.
And then he's asking, I can't remember the specific questions, but he's asking questions in a way that it seems like he's already put Andrew in a box. Like maybe, like he already has. That's a pretty big spider.
What you with?
Get it, AJ. Yeah.
Use them loafers, nigga. Yeah, nah, he's good. But
fat ass loafers.
You're definitely right. But I think they both came into the situation paranoid. Andrew Schulz probably just watched that CNN interview with Tim Dillon, and he saw the way Tim Dillon handled himself, and he was, I have to be able to to reach that same bar because I'm a comedian too. And
he did one with Tim Dillon. Wait, what Tim Dillon?
So Tim Dillon
did an interview on CNN, which is kind of legendary because she was doing the whole
like a one-on-one interview.
But this and this, and he was shrewd. He operated very smoothly, and I think Andrew saw that. So he's going into this situation with that already on his mind, and on the journalist's part, he's thinking more from he's worried about who's coming through the door, to the extent that like, is this just another manosphere nigga who's got like a certain criteria of things he believes, and he's just gonna red pill me to death?
Which he kind of. I'm not going to say the interview. I'm not going to say Marchese did that. Because he's like a fucking robot. He's just like AI. Like he just.
I thought it was pretty normal.
And he was honest. He was pretty open and honest.
But
just having questions doesn't make you a robot, though. Having a plan for your interview doesn't make.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying. Did you watch the interview?
I watched the whole thing.
Sat up straight the whole time. But yeah, I don't know.
Formality of it. It was just
the nigga when he was like, "Oh, I don't like compliments, please." He literally turned his whole body. The nigga, he's a little squirmy.
He's a little strange,
but it's
anxious kind of dude.
Smart guy, intelligent, but he's a little.
Seemed like a nigga doing his job. It seemed like to me.
But the fact that was his nature is why this shit was perfect. And, like my fault.
No.
Like secretaries and strippers envy each other because they're both in the service industry. One of them hoes is free, and they just get like the life to be blissful and free, and they don't have to be uptight. And one of them gets the respect and the acclaim of being like a professional woman. That's what was happening between these two niggas, because it's like we got this smarky, swimey journalist who isn't really stern, like a nigga like Andrew Schulz is, to where it's like whatever he says, I'm just gonna say it boldly. I'm gonna put it on the table. He's thinking about like old school journalism shit that prevents him from just being honest. And on the other end, Schulz is a comedian that thinks he's smart and that is trying to get into this world of like talking about real issues with real people that really matter. And so he kind of wants his intellect to be like respected in a way that the journalist is. And the journalist dude kind of wants that freedom to just be like Schulz, to not have to jump through hurdles and try to filter his opinion through what's supposed to be tried and true.
Well, I think it's one-sided.
I think half of that is true.
I think it's one-sided.
I don't think the journalist. I think Andrew wants to get into that world. I don't think the journalist is dying to be a part of this world.
Well, no, I don't think Andrew doesn't want to be.
Not dying to be a part of the world, but dying to have that same ability to where it's
I don't think so.
I can be bold about what I'm saying.
I think it's one-sided. Like Andrew wants like the freedom to just, because he made a great point. He was like, if you make a joke, are you a comedian now, or is your journalist badge off?
He folded on that,
you know. And the journalist was like, well, shit. I mean, you kind of got me on that, because it's like just because I'm asking a real question, my comedy card is gone. It's like, no, like I'm always still a comedian. This whole conversation is just about being like the manosphere and podcasting, like that style is being put in a box, and like how it was used, you know, with the Democratic Party as a political agenda to push certain things. And, you know, Andrew Schulz, Tim Dillon, Joe Rogan, everybody under the Joe Rogan sphere, they just got hit in like this barrage. But
I didn't watch the Tim Dillon thing.
It was great,
but
she was stupid, though.
If he handled himself perfectly, I think is, if he was going in there like, oh, this would be great if I had a moment like this, like Tim just had. To me, this interview proved that Andrew's not ready for this level of political commentary, because he didn't even. This is the thing. I think Andrew was being disingenuous, and he wasn't being truthful throughout the whole interview. And as that 45 minutes unfolded, his points started folding on each other. I think he, was trying to stay away from anything. He was asking him very direct questions in terms of like, how you are a social media guy, you know what works and things of that nature. Like, how do you know when you're saying things that aren't real or aren't authentic? How are you even making the determination between what's authentic and what's non-authentic? And then later down in the interview, he's like, well, I guess I don't know how to say what's not authentic, but I know what feels inauthentic. And then it was like another part was,
I do feel like real quick. I do feel like that is honest.
No, the reason I don't feel like it was honest is because also it was there was a moment when there's several moments, but hold on. Let me pull this
Just
up.
in terms of being
like
like a person, you walking around in daily life, like you're not constantly thinking, am I being authentic? But what might come to your brain is, damn, was that fake? What I just did? Like, did I just do something did I just play up to somebody else's standards because that's what I was supposed to do?
Yeah.
Socially.
And Marchese, I think Andrew sensed that like there was a soul in Marchese. It wasn't just like a computer system and codes, like, because he even like the second half of the interview when they was at home or something, Marchese was like, yeah, you know,
I remember those.
it had a like it kind of blew my mind when you were asking me the questions back, because as an interviewer, it's hard to differentiate like my job from what I want. So it's kind of hypocrisy, because he was asking Andrew a question, and Andrew even said, like, you know, he was asking him a question that he didn't really even think of himself, and that he participates in. Like, he does.
I didn't think
that's kind of a stupid point, though.
Yeah, I didn't think that. I thought that was like,
that's kind of a stupid point on Andrew's part.
Yeah, I was like, when they had their follow up, and he was like, yeah, you know, I can't believe that you were asking me questions that you hadn't thought of yourself. I'm like, nigga, did you have to? It took you 2 weeks to think of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't like that at all. Like,
think of something so goofy.
Yeah, that was. I thought that just proved how he got cooked in that first one. This is the biggest thing. It was like, I think this is the biggest thing. The guy was trying to be honest with him. I think Andrew could have been less hypocritical, which is why they had no problem. I guess it doesn't matter, right?
No, it doesn't matter.
Well, it don't matter.
A little less snarky.
Right, which is why Andrew did. I think it's interesting that Andrew could have been honest about, yes, you did capitalize on social media. You do know what works. I think it's interesting that somebody who led with flagrancy so much and was the forerunner of that didn't have all of his flagrant talking points down. You know what I mean? Even down to why you use some offensive words and you don't use others. He didn't even.
That shit fucked him up.
He couldn't even explain that. And I thought that was so interesting, because for somebody who was the forerunner of flagrant, like essentially like if you didn't know Andrew Schulz before he became the guy that used tranny just because he felt like it.
Because it was a cute joke.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like before, like a lot of people were introduced to him in that time period because they were like, yo, this dude is the most offensive comedian. The funniest, most offensive comedian.
He goes there.
He goes there. He's got, comedy without fear. Like that's what he rolled with. You know what I'm saying? And that was his version of comedy, which wasn't all the way authentic. And he could have been slightly honest about that, how it wasn't all the way authentic, because
you don't think he thinks that they're actually trannies?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not getting diverted off into that. But it's like it's not because if you're gonna lead with that and you believe in that, then you should have, it should be 2 seconds why I don't say the Jewish offensive word and I don't use the N-word. It shouldn't be, I don't know why I don't use those words.
But what
it should be immediate. And then it's also later down in the interview.
He answered the question.
He didn't answer the question. And then later down in the interview,
yes,
he was
did.
He gave an answer. He gave an answer. Which was, he said that there wasn't an attached systematic oppression.
No, there's not.
That was what he concocted 2 weeks later.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't. He just started therapy, dog. Ironically, but
niggas start using therapy when they backed in that corner.
You either a therapy patient or a comedian. That shit get you out of jail.
Well, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? I don't like that shit.
That shit get you out of felony.
Niggas start doing that.
But
I don't like that shit.
He did answer the question. He was like, some words have a certain an association to violence in his life, in that he chose. You know what I mean? Like in his experience.
But he tried to intellectualize it. Like, it isn't just as simple as, dog, I have black fans, I have black friends. That's the obvious reason why I use the white slurs and not the black slurs.
Yeah.
But he tried to make it seem like there was just this, like, you know, he used a Socratic method and really broke down each slur by what it represented historically. It was like, those are the ones I'm going to use, because those are the good ones. Those are the clean ones. It's not that smart.
I mean,
It's
you
as simple as-
mad
it's
because the
as sim-
nigga was introspective? Like, come on. I mean,
I'm
I
not
understand.
mad,
I understand.
But I think he over
Pompous. He's very. It's like, what's up with the
What's up
pompousness?
with all this pump?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
listen to his. Let's listen to what he said about using offensive slurs because I thought it was a terrible reason.
Abysmal. Stephen A. Smith will call it a monstrosity.
28 minutes.
Tell him to stay off the weed.
Isn't necessarily like the right thing in a moment, but it is true. And I can live with criticism for the thing that I believe in and the thing that I feel like is true to me. Being criticized for the thing that is fraudulent to you is like a double whammy. It's the worst. You were fake and you were rejected.
Yeah.
Reject me for who I am, that's fine.
Here's something I am, this falls under the category of things I am legitimately curious about.
Sure.
So in your...
The other stuff, no curiosity.
So in your stand-up and, on the podcast or appearances on other podcasts, there are some, you'd call them slurs that you use.
Sure.
And I'm thinking of one in particular, starts with R, commonly used to describe intellectually disabled people.
Yeah.
And then, so you use that, you use, I think in the first minute of Infamous, you use a derogatory term for Mexicans.
Which ones? Oh, yeah. But to the Mexican.
Right. Yeah. But
they're in on it.
There are other ones you use, and the thing that, but then there are other.
It's in a compliment. I think it's important to like contextually.
Oh yes, I'd also like to say the thing that is I think it's important to note with your stuff is that it.
Let me say this too as well.
Wasn't the best time set, but yeah.
Well, it's a little bit too early.
Yeah.
But let me also say this. I just thought it was how interesting it was that. This is when I realized that this is why I say like Andrew's not ready for his comedy to be criticized or talked about because he hasn't fully thought it out. When you've ridden away, when you've gotten your extreme fame, popularity, and notoriety of something that really wasn't authentic to you, which is I think a little bit of what happened with Andrew Schulz, even though I do think he's funny naturally. Like I will go to his stand-up comedy shows, whether he's offensive or not, and I find him a funny person. But when you rise off of something that you don't truly believe, him being questioned about it, he didn't handle it well at all, even in there. You know what I mean? Like, I've watched plenty of Patrice O'Neal things when he's debated people, when they're like, well, why would you say this? And he has a full blown out, it's like, there's no nothing, you know what I mean? And Andrew's like, still like making all these excuses and trying to figure out. It's like he's still trying to figure out his own version of comedy without contradicting his entire style.
The main answer for Patrice though was funny, which is an answer, but would you have accepted just like, yo, it's all for funny from Andrew?
If he said that, yeah, I would have.
Okay, that's fair.
But he never brought that up. I remember, and something else that I also thought was interesting, when he was talking about having people on and how you decide with the type of things that you answer somebody. Not the type of questions that you ask somebody on your show.
Yeah.
He says the interviewer, he was essentially establishing the rules of what we all like do, right? He was saying the only questions the interviewer is ever going to ask is things that interest him, not really what his audience wants to hear, and that's how Andrew feels it should be or whatever. Yeah. Which is why when he had Trump up there, that's how he approaches it. So when he had Trump on there and shit, that's why he only asked about those top 3 things and didn't ask about anything economically. But when he had Bernie on there, he did ask for anything economically. But the interviewer kind of like called out the hypocrisy too, because he's like, you're such a Bernie fan and Bernie's so economically surrounding
Bernie
all this
talks
stuff.
about economic disparity,
right? So
in a way
much
that really addresses the issue,
right? So the fact that if you're a Bernie stan, that should be a talking point for everybody because that's what you became a fan of, essentially. You know what I mean?
Especially the nigga running for office,
right? So it's like but I remember when he was describing his show, he used everything but funny. I do remember that, and I thought that was interesting that he used everything but the word funny, and he didn't start leaning on, well, I'm a comedian until the very end when the interview brought it up.
They brought it up in the beginning as well. There was a couple moments to where, but he didn't hang his hat on that point
because he didn't want to give people a way in on like he normally does. That's not normally the New York Times. You know what I mean? Different audience. He wants to be seen in a different way, which might be inauthentic, but whatever. It's like it's all. He was, you know, I'm not gonna lie. He probably was. He did come in maybe a little combative. They were
both paranoid. They were both paranoid.
I don't think the dude was paranoid at all. I don't think that nigga wasn't worried about shit for real.
That nigga was flustered. That nigga was flustered, dog. He was shaking in his boots.
I think he was flustered because I would get flustered as an interview if every time I ask you a question, you ask me what do I think.
Frustrated is different than flustered. You would be frustrated.
Sounds the same to me.
You wouldn't lose your composure though. That's what we're saying about 𝙿𝙾𝙳𝙰𝚃. That's 𝙿𝙾𝚂𝚃. He got out of control of the situation. And he gave Andrew the steering wheel, and Andrew abused that shit because he realized he could do it early on.
I don't think he really gave him the steering wheel. I think Andrew tried to take the steering wheel a couple of times and they didn't let him.
Every time
he gave it a little bit, but he only gave him a little bit, but he made him like, okay, bruh.
Every time
Andrew was trying to steer away from his lineup of questions because he realized he was in over his head.
And it happened. Every time Andrew answered the question with a question and the interviewer answered it, that was control.
That was crazy.
And
yeah,
it happened
I agree
every time. There wasn't.
Yeah.
No, I do agree with that.
The interviewer called it out and kept doing it. Like,
I don't know why he did that.
I can't even help myself.
You
asked me a question, I got to answer.
Right. No, I do agree with that. I do agree with why he didn't do that, but I do think he also always made sure he brought it back, though. It's not like he completely lost his point. It'd be one thing if he always answered and then never circled back around to get the answer for his question. But he did always circle back around.
And I feel like a part of that is because Schulz was getting his opinion on the big questions that he couldn't just outright answer based off of whatever the dude said. So it's like he built his argument based off of his opponent's take. And that's a lot easier than just constructing your own thought on some shit.
Because that's trash.
Because you're confused. You're confused as to whether, but you're confused as to whether you're confused as to whether it's a debate or a conversation. So it's like when your perspective is on the debate side, you have to do that. Like you have to protect the back end just in case he's trying to build a case.
Well, I think Andrew showed I think Andrew stated that he was in fear of getting. This is what I also thought. When I watched this, I realized a lot of these people who have built and cultivated a fan base, a lot of them should not leave the thing that they've built. I don't think a lot of them should leave it because people like Andrew, I think he showed that he was afraid of a gotcha moment. He said it in the interview. He's like, every time I come to places, I think somebody's trying to set me up. And it's like, if you're going to run into everything with that fear, then it might be safer for you to just stay in your ecosystem. You know what I mean? Like, why continue if you're always going to be, if you're always going to be afraid that when you go somewhere else, somebody can set you up with a gotcha moment, what's wrong? And I don't think there's anything wrong with staying in your ecosystem either, right? Yeah. If your ecosystem has made you a millionaire, then why not only talk to my friends? You know what I mean? Instead of normally when you go outside of your ecosystem, it's for growth. You know what I mean? Which is what he wants.
He wants to be looked at as a bigger figure than just a comedian.
But then you also can't go everywhere and be afraid of a gotcha moment and give lackluster interviews and poor interviews and not represent yourself correctly.
And a part of that is just the whole split on the two sides of media, the old regime and the new media that's on the internet, to where even Joe Rogan, he even goes on his crusades to where it's like, yo, we the new heroes. Like CNN, TMZ, CBS, ABC.
People want to hear the real thing.
They lie. People want to get the real talk, the real information from people who aren't trying to manipulate opinions. But they've kind of become what they've hated to a certain extent. Because once you build an echo chamber, it's like, shit, you just as bad as CNN. That's all CNN
is. Is that what they've created?
Who?
Yeah. Anybody
most definitely. Dog, the Rogan sphere.
I mean, you can say anybody who's become successful has created their own echo chamber, you know what I'm saying? Or echo chamber.
But
essentially.
But damn, so everybody, us too?
To a certain degree.
It's like, is everybody the same then? It's like, shit.
Well, it depends. It depends on do you stay in your echo chamber or do you travel amongst other echo chambers?
Joe Rogan.
You know what I'm saying?
Joe Rogan kind of talks to everybody.
But everybody's coming to his.
Everybody comes to Joe Rogan.
Everybody's coming to him.
And the thing about his world is that like everybody a part of that world believes the same shit.
Right.
They're all under the same spell.
Okay, yeah.
And even the people that he interviews nowadays, it's not a bunch of him disagreeing with some old white dude that thinks that Mexicans built the pyramids isn't the same as like him really talking to somebody on the other side of the political spectrum.
It's him debating Candace Owens, essentially.
We got to look up who he's had on, because I'm pretty sure he's had on both sides of the spectrum on the political side, and I'm pretty sure he's disagreed. Like, I just don't want to put him in a box. I don't want to marcheese him.
He's in a box, dog. He's in a box that he created. Once you get that big,
he created the box.
You have gravity, and once you have gravity, you establish rules. You choose how hot your sun is, how many craters the moon got.
And I think it's just like when you see people leave their when you see people leave their universe that they've created, it says a lot about them as the talent. You know what I'm saying? Like the truly great talents, I feel like, can operate in any ecosystem.
Like when Timmy Turner went to Jimmy Neutron's world.
Yes.
Nigga was perfectly fine.
That's what I'm saying.
He was all 3D animated and shit.
But when you can only operate within them, because when you operate within them, there's also a certain base level set of rules. You know what I mean? Like, I might not ask you these things. I might press. I'm not gonna press you as hard as these things. You know what I mean? Like,
and nobody gets that more than Rogan, dog. The people that want to be a part of that shit. Of course, like, you know, there's levels to everything. There's levels to his guests. But everybody that goes on JRE is trying to suck off his elk nuts.
Essentially, yeah. I mean, the Rogan sphere is a term for a reason. You know what I mean? So it's like, it is what it is.
You got to hunt with bows.
And same with the flagrant, the flagrant sphere. You know what I'm saying? That is its own universe. We can attach loudspeakers to that. We can attach the Breakfast Club. You know what I mean? Like all the friends and things like that. Like, they're a part of that. That's their thing. Yeah. So let's just say if Andrew goes to anybody that's not a comedian, it's like he's exited his world. You know what I mean? And now he's stretching. You know what I mean? So how do we perform when we're out? Because remember when they brought up the trigonometry thing, this shit, nigga he had PTSD when the trigonometry thing came up.
He snapped back.
The nigga was like, God, I knew the shit was gonna come. Like, I said, damn. I didn't even watch the trigonometry thing.
Yo,
his reaction was so crazy. I said, I gotta watch it now.
He reacted like Dame Dash does with Jay-Z questions.
Yo, what the fuck?
My God.
I was like, well, damn, if you didn't react like that, I wouldn't be dying to watch it now. Now I have to watch the trigonometry thing because holy shit, did they tear you up like that?
Yeah.
And then he was even, I know he brought up later, I think he was even more pissed off at them because those two guys are comedians.
Yeah.
So he felt
betrayed.
He felt betrayed that like these niggas on trigonometry would do that to me because he thought they had the comedian, that comedian thing that you wouldn't do that to me.
Yeah.
I think that,
but
I don't even know what happened.
I thought people just took his words for truth. Like, he basically said,
I think they did.
I would have voted for Democrats if Kamala get more bitches or whatever.
Yeah.
And people took that. Like,
they did take his word, but I think he still blames them for even setting that up. Like, you know, I got to set you up in conversation to go down that route.
I didn't hear that in the interview. I didn't
watch trigonometry, so I have no idea. All I'm going off of is how offended he got. He was furious.
This shit still exists.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like when the nigga in this interview brought it up, he was hot. He was like, God.
Yeah.
I knew this was gonna. I was like,
he almost twisted his mustache.
I said, bro,
off.
what happened? You know, that's all I was thinking, bro. What happened over there?
Do you feel any empathy for Schulz in the sense that, like, all right,
no,
you're a comedian?
Absolutely not. The reason I don't have any empathy for Schulz, you got to finish. The reason I have no empathy for Schulz is because
that's funny.
I think it's okay to be a hypocrite if you say I'm a hypocrite sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like, if you're okay with that, like, if you're not willing with anything, you know what I'm saying? If you're just willing to stand on that shit, don't try to make it seem like it's more grand or higher than what it is. Call it out for what the base level it is and joke about that base level bullshit that you're on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be like, yeah, I mean, I know. Sometimes I just say shit just because I know it's gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? It's not always funny, but I know it'll hit, and you can make that to the joke. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think, like, because that was a point that you were making earlier that I forgot to push back on.
He never said that.
You don't believe that he believes in the flagrancy?
I do not believe that.
You don't think, and you framed it like you don't think he ever believed in it.
No, I think he believes in it, but I think he leaned past his belief.
Or like he grew up?
No. Like he pushed past his belief. So like I enjoy raw comedy, but holy shit, I didn't realize if I just add a couple of more slurs, I can make a couple more million. And like he was like, and you know what I'm saying? That's what I think.
I don't think it's that simple. And I don't think it was that simple because we got to understand who Schulz was. Like there was a point in time where he was like crying over where his career was. And he's been the same flagrant person. That shit just wasn't really working at first.
Right.
But then, you know, he found his different methods of like posting crowd work and like certain things, the ball just got rolling. And a lot of times it's just like the climate of America has to change to where you're the hero that we need. And then once it's time, once your jersey's called, you go into the game and it's just everything was perfect.
But doesn't that bother you?
The style of play that you always did
right.
is now in service. But I don't think there was a point in time where he didn't believe in that shit though.
I do.
I don't think it is. I think if anything, you know, you have a daughter, you get older, you get married and shit, you're probably not as flagrant as you were 5 years ago.
Right.
But you still, he probably still has just the comedic license of like, we should be able to try to go there because it's a tight walk.
Why
it's like if you fall,
he never said that though.
And the thing about Schulz that's honorable is that like he doesn't blame you when he misses, which is a sentiment he was trying to share in the interview to where it's like I can't get mad if somebody doesn't think something is funny.
Exactly.
It'd be different if he took that approach to where it's like, oh, if you're not laughing, you just don't get it. Or it's like, you're not offended, you're just stupid. That's different. He's like, if you're offended, you have the right to be offended, but he also believes he has the right to offend on accident.
Selectively, though.
Selectively.
Right.
Which he
wouldn't admit to.
Which is that little finger trap that niggas getting
Chinese
cereal
finger
about,
trap?
the Chinese finger trap that he found himself in.
And he also wouldn't admit. So it's like
because he tried, like I said, he tried to intellectualize it when he should have just been like, dog, fuck it. It happens.
Right.
You know why I don't use those words, nigga.
That's why
I would
he flopped.
get in more trouble.
That's why he flopped in this interview to me.
But I don't think it was a complete flop. That's where we disagree. I don't think it was a complete flop because of 𝙿𝙾𝚃𝚃 and his cheesiness.
I think he's lucky that it came out on this, but as people drop their think pieces, I think this will go a lot bigger. Because in a one day,
we dropping ours. We gonna see.
We dropping ours. You know what I'm saying? But I think there's gonna be a lot of reference points in this to where it's like, oh my god, why did he put himself in that trick bag?
You're right, though. I am.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna happen, bro.
Well, you can make anything. It's 2025. You know what I mean? Like,
but you can also give it to me on a silver platter. That's what he did.
Hot.
Yeah, it's just
steam.
If I just want to find a hypocritical, it's just so many things because I'm questioning you about your career and your style of comedy. You're supposed to be a master at this. There shouldn't be no what do you think? Fuck that. It doesn't matter. You should be the master of this. I shouldn't have to. If you're the master of this, you know what I'm saying? This is what you make your millions off of. Like you shouldn't be asking me what I think. Like if I ask Shannon Sharp, like what's the best route to run and shit, or
what's the best way to tie up a white girl,
or the best way to read the defense or read the offense and shit. Like don't ask me what I think, nigga. You're the master. You're supposed to tell me what you went into the game with.
That's
because
a crazy comparison.
Whatever.
And
ask
I feel
anybody.
Like
Kobe Sharp. Anybody who's a master
because he's an old nigga, and I feel like he'd be like, nigga.
But not the person. The question, like the question.
Anybody who's a master at their thing.
I think
you should know. You should understand your craft that you made millions off of inside and out.
I will
and
say,
your style. You should definitely understand your style, especially if you're going to be the nigga that's the spokesperson for Flagrant. The show is named.
I think he knew the answer, but like he just wanted to go deeper. This therapy shit might be real. This therapy shit might. I think he genuinely. I think he genuinely was like.
He said, I got to figure out what does Charlamagne do to get out of this therapy.
No,
that's
dog.
right. They could never push back on that. That's what he did.
No,
he tried. In 9 minutes in, he realized he was in over his head.
AJ.
30 minutes in, he said, I've got to go to the therapy bag.
AJ,
at this point. I don't know what else to do.
It's men's health. It's
men's mental
health month. I promise you,
month.
a lot of dudes go through shit.
We can't have shit.
And Juneteenth. It's a lot of different things.
Right.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Everybody.
All the groups nobody cares about. 1 month, nigga. Let's just get it over with.
But it's I don't know, man.
I think it was
judging him a little bit.
I think it was a little bit more even split.
Yeah.
I feel like there's the same amount of violations on both sides.
Nah, I don't think so.
Schulz fucked up, and David Ramaswamy fucked up.
I think he cooked him.
No, if you're gonna be an interviewer, he didn't know what position he wanted to play. Like he got caught with his guard down, and he was like, "Oh shit, is this a conversation or an interview?" So it's like at that point, he kind of like like we said, the Schulz had his way in. But
isn't every good interview a conversation?
It's not the same as a regular conversation where there's a give and a take.
And if I watched the Tim Dillon and CNN. It was great. Granted, that host was a little bit slower. It was not because she was a woman, but she just wasn't that good.
Yeah.
But that was like I ask you a question, Tim Dillon answers. She asked him a question. It was just a straight back and forth. It wasn't really a lot of conversation necessarily, or unless it was probably worse conversation because Tim Dillon.
I don't know. I mean, when I used to interview people, I had several questions, but my goal was to put it in conversation form.
Yeah.
That was always my goal.
Because you're
a shitty journalist.
No, I'm a great
No, because
it's a looser format because it's podcasting.
Even the Breakfast Club, it's like Charlamagne would have questions, but they were having conversation, and then
are you talking about solo interviews?
I'm talking about solo. Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know
because solo
to me, interviewing podcasting, it's like to me. So like when y'all were kind of differentiating the two, if I invite you on, I'm essentially inviting you for an interview. Even if I invite you on my podcast, that's how I'm viewing it. Like, if I ask you to come over here, I want you on my podcast, but I'm essentially going to be interviewing you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's rare when I'm unless it's a situation where it's like, Lay, just come to do the show with us. That's different. You know what I mean?
Kick it.
Yeah, but it's most of the time when you ask somebody to come over to your shit, you're giving them an interview.
Yeah, but that's new media. Old media, think like Larry King. Right. Nobody knows what the fuck Larry King thinks about anything he asks. He's just straight down the middle. Question.
And dead.
Question. Question. You answer, and then that's all it is.
But exactly. And I get what you're saying, but the interview, Marchese, I don't know why I could call him the interview, but Marchese.
That was the name of the podcast.
Yeah. So I guess that works.
Yeah.
But Marchese was hypocritical. He was a hypocrite too.
But
because
you know what makes the interview the best though? You know why he still comes out on top?
Why?
Because he admitted to his hypocrisy in the interview with Andrew Denton.
In the sense that he didn't know who he was. Like, am I asking questions for the New York Times or am I?
No. In the terms of saying objectively, there's questions that I know I have to ask because of my audience or where I'm at, and then there's questions in here that I have to ask that I want to ask because I'm interested. And I understand I'm playing two roles right now.
And AJ, they both reflected 2 weeks later. Like they both reflected on the same goofy shit 2 weeks later. It was just like he was in his robot form. Like, you were right. I was processing my emotions in a way that I never calculated before. And Schulz was like, I don't know why I don't say the ER word, but it's beautiful, man. It's like
I would.
That's
but
fake as fuck.
I don't think it's fake. I think that sometimes, even in your profession, there's still things to learn. And you genuinely might not even know why you do things. You know what I'm saying? And that's how real, hold on. And that's how real it is that he didn't even know. That shit was just so subconscious. You know what I mean? He wasn't even conscious of what he was doing. It was so real. Like it wasn't.
I don't think he's going to do an interview outside his echo chamber again.
He definitely will.
Well, not again, but for a little bit. He's got to take a break. This hasn't made his rounds.
How many interviews does he do a year? He's going to do another interview. Maybe
outside of
two?
his echo chamber is the question. Is the thing though that I'm talking about.
Exactly.
A situation like this, he's going to avoid this for a little while.
I think
no.
I don't think Andrew Schulz came out of that feeling defeated,
and
which is all it's going to take.
Yes,
because it's like it don't matter what the world thinks.
All it's going it matters.
If he went in and was like, "Nigga, I bodied him," and there's enough people that agreed with that, he'll just do it again. Next publication,
exactly.
Bomb on him. Who wanted CNN, BET?
Just go bombing everywhere.
Hey man, we dropping bombs everywhere anyway. B-32s, baby.
Right on their nuclear bases.
All right. Let's go over to this.
Those are gay bombs. Firecrackers. It sound like bubbles.
Futuristic bombs.
We have B. Simone. Okay. Actually, I'm going to wait for a second. Hold on.
Oh, you have it.
Every time we say B. Simone, I think Miss B. Nasty.
Hey, man. Hey, I guess you like where your head is at. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good space.
Yeah. Freaky ass nigga.
You don't like B. Simone?
I don't like her. No. Miss B. Nasty?
Yeah.
You got confused again?
Yeah.
No.
Same person to me.
I don't like Miss B. Nasty.
I mean, I'm not like, uber fan of her,
but not even as a concept.
Wait, what do you mean? Like just an OnlyFans bitch? That's the concept, right?
Yeah, but like I don't like her thing. I don't like what she's selling. That's just like I like OnlyFans. Don't get me wrong. There's OnlyFans bitch. Like I'm not fucking crazy.
Twitter,
you know what I mean? You know, I drink. I got weed right here. I'm a regular nigga, but it's just
I drink this weed.
You know, but what she's selling.
Drink this weed for let's watch Be Nasty.
right.
You know, 5'5", skinny, just big fake titties. It's not me.
It's not the best thing ever, but you just don't mind it. And I feel like there's something else.
She's not on my
attached to that
Rushmore
shit.
though of
Hell
new porn stars.
She's not even in the top 15 of like bitches I would go look at right now.
I don't know if I have her like.
You can't.
And I've watched a lot of porn, but I still don't be like, these are my top 3. Like I gotta search these names.
Stars. Nah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
that's teenage shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I never got to that point, which I guess is good.
I don't know. I could probably name.
I can name. No, don't let me wrong. I can name them.
Yeah,
but like I'm not when I'm going to watch.
Yeah,
I don't really search their names
because you know you'll find
not all the time.
You know what I'm saying? But if I see them, I'm like, oh, I know she's good money.
Yeah.
You know, I'll open that. But I'm not like I only want to see her today.
Exactly.
Like sometimes that'll happen. Like you just know. Like I've been thinking about this bitch. Let me
every so often, but not really. And
her.
most of the time when I'm doing that, it's somebody brand new. That I just learned their name.
And you jerking off to her for like 2-3 weeks straight.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, she's in my rotation now, but whatever.
Okay.
But yeah.
I don't even really watch like new shit for real. Like I
just try to
honestly, because when you think about what's getting uploaded onto the sites, it's probably all 10 years. Like we're probably still working off a 10-year-old shit.
Well, there's a lot of new shit.
Yeah, there's definitely new shit.
It's just all mixed in.
Yeah, and it'd be like snippets.
Yeah,
it ain't the full thing. Like the full print,
it ain't
the full shit is 10 years old at least.
Yeah, nah.
At least.
Yeah, with the post credit scenes.
Yeah, where they got like real budgets behind that shit.
Who's holding the mic?
Yeah, literally.
Everything is more interesting than 𝙼𝙾𝚃, but this bitch is broke. So let's talk about 𝙼𝙾𝚃.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I'm gonna include this in the show.
She's with Jesus
I
now.
think you should just leave it.
Just leave that corn talk.
Yeah, because if you try to like slice it, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah,
they got to see how he just.
So
just flowed.
𝙼𝙾𝚃 is a comedian that everybody in the world hates.
𝙼𝙾𝚃.
That was Poetic Flacco,
including Jalal.
Was a comedian, right? Because she throw church brunches now, right?
Yeah, she's completely
She might
shifted.
be telling jokes there, though.
She's completely shifted over. So she had a podcast with, I can't remember what the girl's name was, but they broke up. Long story short, she was ruthless to this chick. She was like, yeah, like we're not friends, but we're gonna continue to do business. And the girl's like, oh, if you don't fuck with me, then I'm just not gonna come around anymore.
Why did they think that they can do that?
Yeah, so it's like,
The third one that thought that was an option.
Yeah, so that podcast broke up, and then she started this new show called Let's Try This Again.
That's what I like.
Let's Try This Again podcast.
Yeah.
So the young lady that was on there is actually a Raleigh native.
What? Like, tell me.
And her name is, let me see what her friend's name is.
She was a Raleigh native?
She's a Raleigh native.
Poor
She's
with
from-
3 kids?
Yes.
I would have.
Damn line. She's from Raleigh. She needs to be saved from this bitch, honestly.
She's being held captive.
That's what it sounds like.
Yo, shout out 919. We everywhere. Shout out Love Island.
Yeah,
you know,
but the girl,
yes.
𝙼𝙾𝚃. This is Let's Try This Again.
I had no idea she was from North Carolina. Damn.
So this morning on the way to work, I listened to this podcast. This episode was only an hour and 11 minutes. So my ride to work is about 30 minutes.
Of course, it was angel numbers. Think that's a coincidence?
No, they did that on purpose. It's
You should've
probably
made a
probably
wish.
black space at the end too.
Probably.
Yeah. Just
So
for God.
when I was watching, I pretty much all the parts that people are like going viral. When she was talking about how I was in Bloomingdale's and I was like, oh my God, I have to shop at H&M. Like I'm so financially struggling right now.
Let me look up Bloomingdale.
That's a long fall.
Yeah. So when I was riding to work and I was watching this podcast in its entirety, I was like, first of all, this is fucking terrible. Like, it's too much God insertion in everything. It's
God
like
and materialism.
Is that now?
That's a dangerous mix.
It's so much God. It's like I've met these people before. These are Word of God people. These are World Overcomer niggas.
The kind of people that don't blink when they hand you a pamphlet
It's
in
fake.
McDonald's.
It's fake preacher. Like
It's that fake. Like it's that fake. faithful. It's that fake strong religion.
And
I'm faithful so I can sin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like that. Yeah, and that's because everything that they said, first of all, it was like, are all women talking to each other like this? Like affirmations and God did this, but you're strong.
The ones that aren't friends,
just like constantly pouring affirmations into each other.
Yeah.
Like
you are divine.
You can't even have a regular conversation without like 17 compliments getting shot off. It's like
they gotta worship each other a little bit.
What the fuck?
That
It's like,
goddess energy.
So that's all that was. Like those first 30 minutes, and I was like, wow, this is hard to listen to. Like, how can you listen to this and just? But there's somebody listening and just eating that shit up.
I think that's all lower class. Like we talk about that shit. Like, yo, you gonna do good, man. Just keep your head up. It's like we talk to each other like that.
I hated it.
But it's all
a lot of religious
there's not an air of dogma over that shit.
Yeah,
Once you put the whole like the religious aspect,
and you want to know what's funny?
I'll just skip to a random moment. I don't even know what this time is. I'm just gonna skip to a random moment. Just listen.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Happy.
Or your answers, we was long-winded. I was like, she is feeling
and
it.
I meant everything I said.
did.
Oh my God, you guys. On the red carpet today, I was so in my element, in my bag, and so confident and so bold and just...
You were.
I meant everything I said. And you know how I know when I'm in a good space? When I'm talking to people and I look them in their eyes. When I look off or look away or I'm just deflecting, like it's like a nervousness or an anxiousness or a lack of confidence. I looked at every single person in their eye the whole time. And I was going to, first of all, it was going to be 3 days. God called me to 10 and I'm hoping he releases me on the 13th.
What would you say to somebody that is in a season that you're in? A season of transition, a season of growth, a season of believing God for something that
Lucifer. I just want you to.
You're my favorite guy.
Yeah.
Lucifer.
I'm in a season.
No.
It's intense.
Yo,
that shit is annoying, but does that make us bad people?
I think there's a certain element.
I think we sense.
Yeah, I think there's a certain level of that for sure.
Because to a certain degree, like they just there. That's good. Like,
they're not saying nothing bad.
Well, like, baby, you're doing better for yourself. I'm so glad you're in your Pisces season. It's like your titties just sit
your
there.
healing season.
Yeah.
Now there is also. Go ahead.
I was about to say, I'm not. You know, we had this conversation. I'm not fond of black Christians. I have my whole ideology about slavery, but I do think we can sense it's disingenuous. It's not real. And it's funny that you say fake preacher because who's the dude? Do you want the revolution? Who's
Kirk Franklin.
Kirk Franklin has a show, podcast type thing where
He's
it was
showing off his arms.
It's mental health shit. So they're talking about like it's therapy, but it's no God though. It was DC Young Fly, another good brother, another good brother, another good brother. It was 4 of them.
I don't believe it.
Nah,
DC Young Fly.
You got to watch it. You know, it's no clips, but y'all just go look it up. It's good.
I feel like that's just a ploy to get young niggas into God. I feel like there's something at the end.
But I think that's a better way than this.
Yeah, for sure.
That has to be a better way than this.
For sure.
And you know,
I definitely agree with that. Yeah.
And I don't even know if 𝙼𝙾𝚃 is trying to sell God or if that's just what she's really on now.
Well, let's also be clear too. Like, even though I was just randomly skipping, I can continue to randomly skip, and there won't be a single moment that I go to where she's not talking about herself.
You lying?
Oh, I'm dead serious. We can keep, because you notice how many eyes there were. So let me go to another. I'm gonna close my eyes.
Nigga,
close your eyes and just choose.
I wish I brought my $1. I left it at the crib.
Doing it with me.
Yeah.
Like we're not working together.
Yeah.
Like I don't have that.
Oh my God.
Yo,
that was perfect.
So
this is her. The bitch is so selfish. The Raleigh chick finally got about the food stamp land. Shout out, because 919 niggas don't stay down for long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She got up and she got an opportunity.
919. You might even say that again.
Yeah, 919 niggas don't stay down for long. We had bad years though. That happened.
We had bad years,
but we fucking bounced back. That's a whole fact.
Our homeless people are doing it on purpose.
That's a fact. They made that choice.
Nigga, they there. They wanna be.
That was the choice they made.
But we get good at 40 years old in North Carolina. Like that's when life started getting good.
right.
It's not.
It's when you get your Lexus.
For sure.
So let me go to, this was the perfect spot because this chick was down bad talking about how much she's helped people.
Yes.
And she's like, so imagine how I felt as your friend. I wish I could remember her name. When I saw you people giving away money. Nah, it was something else. It was like Tanika or some shit like that.
But you were having
I love it.
trying to.
No wonder she got 3. I love it.
When I tell you, didn't have a job, living with my parents, a single mom, All this happened to me this past year.
Jesus.
And then it's like to not have resentment in my heart towards you because I saw you do this for other people. I saw you give a check to somebody to help them through whatever they went through. And it's like, God, like I left from that's my soul. And I can't nobody didn't give me a handout. But guess what? That wasn't your responsibility. God had to take me through that for my own season, for my own thing. I had to get my car repossessed.
Jesus.
I had to go through the food stamps line. I had to be on Medicaid. Because I'm building my story too. But it's like, as a friend somebody who has it, it's hard to digest because everybody around you, they're probably shocked that I'm even saying this right now. All this year.
In less than 12 months.
What? But I said all that to say, like, I don't even know what was it.
You want to know what's funny?
Just
perfect.
Not being
when
resentful.
When she first brought it up, you know how many like animals shed skin and she named a snake of all of them? Like butterflies come to mind. Yeah, like that's kind of like the most obviously like beautiful one because you're actually coming into a new being.
Right.
This bitch said snake. Like you might as well say vampire, like wolf, a wolf.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's. I don't know, man. I think
you know what the fucked up thing is too.
I don't want to,
the fucked up nigga in me. There was opportunity in both of these being good women to have around. Simone said she paid for divorces. That means she paid for a nigga to go through a divorce because that means she was probably fucking a married nigga.
Yeah,
that's what that means.
Dope.
Because what else does that mean? When you paid for divorces. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
you know?
She's invested into her side piece.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then
I like that.
Niggas. That's probably where the niggas came
right.
from.
Yeah. And this chick,
vitriol.
She is around Simone, constantly complimenting her and pouring into her. That was another thing. I've never seen somebody give another person so many compliments. This chick is a compliment machine.
I think I
That's
was
all girls, but she was probably using it for nefarious practice.
In my head.
She's good, bro.
In my head, I was just imagining like that Nosferatu scene when he's doing the devil circle and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I think she's probably gonna set her up or something.
Yeah, because I mean, if
she doesn't,
if
Simone
that's your
doesn't
girl,
sound like
if she's hitting me with that, that I'm okay with that. But it's also like she was around Simone. She's around the toxic boyfriend. Like she's got her bad relationship currently with her friendship. You know what I mean?
She was wishing ill will of Simone. Probably had
just to stay around.
Had to. Like nigga, you broke. You got kids.
It's extremely unhealthy for her to be around somebody like that for so long. And to be that nice to them and like just like pour religious compliments and just constantly pump them up, and you are not doing that. Like that's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? Just like having somebody that you even have to pump up like that all the time.
Yeah, I don't even.
That's crazy.
It's like in Eastbound and Down.
Yeah,
with Danny McBride's character and his sidekick
Steven.
It's the same relationship to where it's just like you're the best in the world.
Yeah,
beneficial to have around, but terrible position mentally for you to be in.
For you to be.
Yeah,
for you if you're if you're that person.
Simone.
She's really a terrible person.
Isn't she invested in a new company? Might have to Google that shit. I think she was talking about it in the interview, or not the interview, the conversation. And that's why she's broke. That's where the whole Bloomingdale conversation comes from, because she's talking about the business that she invested in, and like she might get it back, but she's broke right now.
That is another thing to point out. She says she doesn't have as much liquid.
Exactly.
She's got assets, but the liquid is loose or tight right now.
It's got condensation on it.
But
Simone
it's safer to just go with that she's broke as fuck, because that sounds better, right?
Yeah, it'll be easier to type in the caption.
Let me see.
Oh my god, her broke is probably. I wonder what that is to me.
Her broke is H&M.
She's broke like Will Smith in Pursuit of Happiness broke, to where she put all her eggs in one basket and that shit just never came back.
Nah, it's coming back. I gotta look it up. I think she's invested in a.
She don't got to sell these machines.
All this year,
in less than 12 months.
Yeah, she wasn't happy for her.
I wonder who advised her to invest in this company. Do we know what company it is?
A religious company.
Of course.
Yes.
So that's the thing.
Kirk Franklin got an app.
Her page is all like religious talk. It looks like
so Simone
struggle with mental health. One of them got like 1 million
𝙼𝙾𝚂𝚃, also an actor, announced the launch of her LTTA app in November. The women-focused app seeks to cultivate a space of empowering community that integrates faith, encouragement, and entertainment. Can you have entertainment and faith together? That's sin.
For sure.
You ain't
Nigga,
never
that's
been to
haram.
you ain't never been to a Kirk Franklin show, dog.
Yeah, you haven't. Patreon, $5.
Come on, man.
That nigga changed the game.
That nigga,
CD Jakes.
He is the game.
Joel Osteen.
Nigga, this shit's
What's
called...
the white dude that Justin Bieber used to be with? That's Joel Osteen?
Oh, no. Oh, I don't know what
you know what I'm talking about, though?
I know exactly what you're talking
Mega
about.
Church, White World.
He is crazy. Like, he's up.
Fucking, just call him Bobby Valentino.
He's up for just type
But,
of
yeah, he definitely-
Justin Bieber's pastor.
He got some money. Jay, whoever, and he's a celebrity pastor, too. He's real famous.
He is a celebrity pastor.
They
yeah.
probably already typed it in the comments, but you know, we ain't live.
This nigga probably one of the 7 deadly sins. Them mega preachers be scamming like a mother.
Carl Lentz.
Carl Lentz.
Yeah. Carl Lentz. Yeah.
Paper. Mad paper.
Yeah. Head Song Church. Lentz was fired in 2020 for leadership issues and breach of trust. Hold up.
Oh, spoke too soon.
That's what I'm saying, man. Niggas scummy, man. But 𝙼𝙾𝚂𝚃's app costs $10 a month.
I'm going to church one day.
Or $71 a year.
And I'm going to be the head preacher.
Shit, she gonna be shopping at Raw soon. And what'd you say?
You heard me.
You're gonna go into church? I think that's good. I think that this new path that you're on is just like your new phase, because you know we're shifting into the Aquarius.
That new season.
And I just read your horoscope the other day. It was saying that you got, you know, good blessings and grand risings on your horizon. And so I really want the best for you, King.
Thank you.
I wish you nothing but peace and love, King.
Damn, I appreciate that, bro. And I wish you all the I don't even have enough manifesting words for you.
You know what I mean?
But any manifesting words.
And that's because you're not in the position to give. You're supposed to be receiving.
You're right.
Woo!
Yo, imagine. Yo,
He was
next,
like, yes.
Yo, next week we can't forget. Let's talk to Lauren like that. Let's only talk to. Let's
maybe
only
not
talk,
next week.
Maybe not next week.
Maybe not next week.
Maybe the week after.
Maybe the week after.
We'll try to remember.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
we'll try to remember.
Right, but or an FMAC or something. But
Yeah,
we'll get FMAC.
We'll get FMAC.
FMAC's happy.
We'll only talk to them.
Straight affirmations.
Straight affirmations only. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, FMAC's not letting niggas within 5 minutes. They're gonna be like, yo, what's up with you, bro?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna dap him up. I'm just gonna look at his hand like, yo, son, your aura. You're glowing.
I could just tell you're in a new season of your life, and blessings are about to start raining on you.
Yeah.
You're ready to be yourself, aren't you?
So I guess I think it's gonna be popular. I think it's good to hate 𝙼𝙾𝚂𝚃 right now.
While she's poor.
While she's poor.
Only while she's poor. though.
Okay. Hate
Once
poor
she
people.
move-
Well, I mean, when I looked at her page for podcast, she seems to be doing fine. I mean, she put an episode out 4 months ago before this clip went viral. That's at like 1.4. She's not doing bad. It doesn't seem.
What'd she do last week? Was that just a little spike, or is she, she consistent?
Yeah, because
with
whoever
this?
that dude is,
Does God keep giving?
Jason Wilson. I don't know who that is, but he seems like a big deal because it's at 1.4.
Jason Wilson.
4.
Wait, let me see what he looks like. Is he black?
Yeah, Vince Staples is on here too.
Oh shit. I feel like I recognize
Not Vince
that
Staples.
dude. Vic Mensa.
Vic Mensa. Yeah, that was a month ago. 46K.
Vic Mensa.
Okay, so she's doing
6 months ago, 500,000. 9 months ago, 400K.
Yo, shout out to her. I mean, look, man,
At least
shout
God
out to her.
watching.
You know,
Seems to be doing okay podcast wise. Honestly, her podcast is not doing terrible.
it's like she's catching back up to reality. And most people are still stuck in reality. So whenever you're seeing that happen in real time, like you said, I guess it's easy to hate a motherfucker.
Yeah. You ever seen somebody wake up, but like kind of from like when their head was about to fall?
Yeah.
And they just kind of jolt back up?
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's like, I caught you being fucking human.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
She sounds like a terrible person. Let's go to. You want to skip to another area just to see if she's talking about herself again?
Yeah, for sure.
There's literally no area we can go to that's safe of her not talking about.
You think she's a
herself.
better person though? No.
Nah, it seems like she's still a pretty terrible person.
She's probably getting worse
Yeah, I think so.
because she thinks she's getting better.
And she's fasting, like just water fasting. What the fuck is that about?
Oh, she's not even thinking.
Oh yeah,
that was the
she's
one.
crazy.
That was the one. That was what they kept talking about.
Like, no, I think the only
She's
red
doing a
flag-
lot of like these water fastings, like that part that we listened to, and she was like, "I'm gonna go for 10 days, and I hope God breaks my fast at 13."
That's so stupid.
Wait, why is she putting it in God's hands?
apparently she breaks fast when God gives her the message that she's looking for, the answer that she's looking for.
And it's not even
You
linked.
fuck around and die. That's how people die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you fuck around.
Like, what if God's message was come home?
Like water fast?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What are you talking? Come on, bro. Yeah. You could eat some food. You know what I'm saying? You can get to the message the same way. Like you don't have to starve yourself every time you need an answer from God. This is crazy.
Maybe she didn't. Maybe she didn't need God. Maybe she just needed a man.
Sounds like she definitely needs a man, but she sounds like a lot to deal with.
Without a
I don't know, man.
Yeah, you
I
sound
think
like
a
you
simple,
need a Bible to keep her at bay.
I don't know. A simple shut up might work. You never know.
Well, just know if you're married, I think you're on the table still because she might pay for your divorce. Depending on how.
Yeah, nigga, she might. Hey,
depending on if you're breaking her back, she's there to pay
She
for a
paid the
divorce.
price,
You know what I'm
nigga?
saying? Like,
Oh, shit.
She said she bought houses. Pay for divorces is crazy. Like, I mean,
Yeah, we can't. We're skipping over that, but
severance fees.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I've heard of buying niggas buy bitches houses, cars. I've never heard a nigga say I paid for this bitch's divorce so I can have her.
Yeah.
I've never heard that being flexed.
Yeah,
that is different, bruh.
I didn't even know you could use money that smart.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think I have luck of finding someone that dumb that likes me.
Well, we know one person
I've been
in the
rich
world.
by now if I was that lucky.
Yeah.
You know how to present yourself with the Bible. Yeah, you can probably bag her.
I don't know though.
You just got to go to a bunch of like prestigious AAA meetings. You know what I mean? Like the rich alcoholics.
Go to
and
World
try to get one of them
Overcomers.
widows.
It's full of them.
It's full of them.
World Overcomers in Durham.
I just got dressed like a
And
commercial nigga.
I feel like this chick went to World Overcomers for sure. The one that was from Raleigh.
Yeah.
She definitely went to that church. I'm sure of it.
She still sound a little, oh damn. It must suck, man. It must be hard to believe in God when you broke. You live in and like really believe.
Yeah.
Everybody has a certain belief in God, but Christianity, the Bible in itself.
To really uphold it, because when you living like that, it feels like God don't believe in you.
Yeah.
Like, yo, what the fuck?
Ribbit.
From the Swamp had Rory from the Rory and Maul podcast on. And
weird.
I only watched one clip.
I think there's only 2 available.
Yeah, I don't know.
I saw both of those so far.
Is this in terms of like, is this a shot at Joe or is this like a smack at Joe?
Nah.
Like what type of hit is this?
They've done this before.
He went on the
Yeah, nah, he's definitely him and Rory have talked on media platforms.
Well, no. Twitter Spaces.
A lot of Twitter Spaces.
A lot of Twitter, mainly Twitter Spaces.
They did an in-person one before.
Yeah, they
too.
did.
Oh,
this is the second time.
Yeah, this is the second time.
Rory came in on weird energy. To
What the fuck?
That
Yo,
he
Rory is
that
fucking
he-
weird, bro. Why did they do that?
That
Like,
he himself he couldn't even really articulate. Like, it kind of reminded me of like back in the day when I would go to my dad's house for the summer. And like right before I hop on my mom's truck, she's like, yo, just make sure you tell him that he ain't shit. He never gonna be shit. And then you have fun. And
well, the thing that was funny about
do
both.
it. I was like, I don't know why I'm saying
The
this.
thing that was funny about the whole thing was like the interview started immediately, and Rory was like, "First things first, you need to apologize to my friend."
Oh ass nigga.
And it was funny because this nigga Rory is pressing shit, but doesn't know what he's supposed to be apologizing for, so he can't articulate the press. But I do want you to apologize if you want our relationship to continue, or I'll just get up and leave now.
Which was a lie.
Which was a lie because the nigga ended up doing the whole thing.
Yeah, Lenny got real reclusive, and he was like, "Oh well,
That was the thing.
Whatever."
But that was the thing. He received the press where it did make him nervous a little bit.
Yeah, because he was kind of confused. Like,
yeah,
you serious about this shit? What the fuck?
But it was like, what the fuck, bro? It was like too awkward. It was like two niggas who one doesn't know. One is the type to get pressed, but doesn't get pressed in person because he doesn't go outside. And then the other one who's never pressed somebody before. So it was like this weird ass thing where two people they're both doing things they shouldn't be doing right now.
It was a nothing burger because they were both confused. Rory was a rebel with no real cause.
That shit was weird as fuck, bro.
And then Danny was, I don't even want to call him a victim. He was just on the stand, but he didn't even know what he was charged with. So they both just had this weird, like, what the fuck are we doing?
It was a stalemate.
Bro, that shit was weird as fuck, bro. It was so weird,
So
bro.
glad I didn't
And I saw it, I was like, this is not real. I just couldn't believe that
This
ain't real, my nigga. You know
I
what
got
I'm saying?
secondhand uncomfort from
What's
this.
the purpose? What was the goal of like the
He was
conversation?
supposed to apologize to Baby D for violating her career and accomplishments, I think.
Allegedly, because
Honestly,
nobody can pinpoint where when it happened.
Rory wanted that.
That's what Rory wanted. And then Lenny didn't want to, the Swamp Man didn't want to apologize. Yo, his neck looks crazy swamp-like too. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I thought he was going to hit a mean ribbon.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? This nigga put 20 on minimum. Like that neck was crazy.
Hey man, there's a lot of flies in the swamp.
Like, what the fuck?
We'll pause. But there's a lot of flies in the swamp, man.
But yeah, nigga, that shit was weird, bro. Like I never seen somebody press another nigga and be that nervous on the press, and then completely just like submit to the non-apology.
Because
do you think that this was just a save face situation for Rory to where it's like, okay, I want to do this interview. That's why I'm here. I also don't want to hurt my friends' feelings.
Yeah, but what if I'm supposed to be pressing somebody like you look back at
the
it?
purpose is thrown off.
Yeah, it's like, did it feel like I got the apology for you? Did it feel like I defended your honor?
But are they
I'm
friends?
pretty sure Damaris was disappointed in whatever that was.
Probably.
That was embarrassing.
Like, I get it, Rory. Like, you tried, but you didn't know what you were trying to do.
But
it was embarrassing.
It's also an apology from the Swamp King. So would Baby D even care about that?
No.
Like
right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think she has, no pun intended, like, but bigger fish to fry. Like,
no, dead
and
ass.
better fish. That's not from the swamp.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, real nice fish. North Carolina, East Coast fish. You know what I mean? Big bass. Big bass.
Big bass. That might be the name of this episode.
Baby D.
Red snapper.
Red snapper.
Yeah.
But Baby D
a
not
red
worrying
snapper in my
about
phone.
fucking ribbon. That's not possible. So what was the intention for Rory? Like, I don't know, man.
Bruh, when I was watching it, because I had
did Joe
already
get brought up?
At some point in the later clips. I'm not watching the whole thing. Because it's the thing, like, I remember when we first started like fucking with Swamp Man and shit. I always thought like the Spaces was lame and kind of generally I always thought the Spaces were lame. You know what I'm saying?
The beginning.
But honestly, from the beginning, which is why like I would listen, but I wouldn't really speak too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just like
You'd show face.
Yeah, just show face just to be like, I'm present in the community, kind of. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like very loosely. You know what I mean? And then the whole. I don't know. It was just too much dick sucking and performing for niggas that were like more popular. You know what I mean?
When we were doing it,
and I'm not that type of nigga just to be like, oh, I'm on the same stage as you. Like my night, I've had a good night tonight because I was on the same stage with somebody. You know what I mean?
Before our family feud, the Swamp and us, we were like in the Spaces, and I remember they would be like, "Oh shit, Menace Material, like, why y'all in here?" But that was enough for me.
That was enough.
Just for them to know, yes.
That's it.
We're here.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
And it's like
because I would fuck up the conversation. Like I would mess up whatever they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Purposefully.
Not even purposefully, just because
you're not on
that's
that type of time.
It's
You
like
have to be, there's a different type of time you have to be on with those things.
yeah, like
But watching them recollaborate in person, I was like, there really is a difference between like in person, like somebody who can communicate with human beings on a regular level, and somebody like from the internet. Like these two people look weird as fuck together. You know what I'm saying? And their conversation it's that first year that everything was even happening when the critiquing podcast and the critique YouTube, the podcast about podcasts, just that whole thing, it was a wave. Niggas rode the wave, sure. You know what I'm saying? But I always knew there was a certain level of, it's only so long. What the fuck? I'm not about to be running around for the next 5 years, like being called a critiquer, nigga. That is lame to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Agree. I think that shit is corny.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think, but then are you just on the internet or are you a regular person in real life? Do people even want to fucking kick it with you? And like watching that, I was like, man, that shit is weird, man, when these niggas get in real life.
It's two socially awkward people.
I don't think Rory's as socially awkward as the Swamp.
But they're both socially.
I mean, you're definitely. It was socially awkward together though. For sure.
Rory gets red fast.
I think Rory is like he's whatever cup he's in. Like if he's around a bunch of cool niggas, he can operate cool
for sure.
But if you got like nervous, just weird, creepy internet Twitter nigga energy, you know, he don't know what to do with that. It'll throw him off
because he's a part of it. And then when they're not automatically going with you, you know what I mean, and not like I demanded an apology, you're not just doing it. It's like, oh shit. Well, how do I get him to the next level? I've never had to, What do I do to the next level? Normally they would just like respect my wishes. Yeah. Because they're happy to be around. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I don't know what to do next. You know what I'm saying? I just thought that shit was so weird that even
Rory never meant it, dog.
To even do that and then to be like, just throw in there like, yeah, I don't want to be on no like hostile energy. Like this is good vibes. This is a good thing. It's like, well, what is it then, my nigga? What was the point of doing it then? You know what I'm saying?
Didn't mean it. Even they were saying that they had the same conversation in the text messages before the podcast.
And he asked him to send him the moment that she found offensive. And he wouldn't send it.
Well, I don't know if he wouldn't or if he couldn't because he was just
he said he wouldn't.
What the fuck is he talking about?
No, he just ignored it essentially is what it sounded like.
Yeah, he didn't take it serious. You know, Rory lashes out sometimes. You can't take
no, Swamp wouldn't send it.
Okay.
Yeah, Swamp wouldn't send it to him. But then he tried to use that as like a dig where he was like, yeah, you wouldn't send it to me either. So obviously you said some out of pocket shit because I haven't even heard it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, why are we pressing shit?
We back and forth.
You know, when you press shit with no, you gotta like the way the hood niggas press shit with no facts, they just press. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Yeah. I don't give a it's full court. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whether they heard it or not, it doesn't matter.
Facts hold them back.
Honestly.
Don't make me think, nigga.
Give me the clarity later. Let me finish this press right now. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take a lesson in pressing niggas. The skills are weak right now. They're terrible.
And in terms of pressing, he's a cone.
But I did enjoy watching him like his uncomfortable. Like, you know, I did enjoy that because he was uncomfortable. He was uncomfortable. A little bit.
I don't think it was like,
he was uncomfortable at first, then he got out of it. Once he started like doing his talking and a little rigmarole thing, he got more comfortable. Yeah. And then he had his cheerleader in the back and shit. You know what I mean? But that was it.
It's dope. Sounded like he only had one pom-pom though. He couldn't even really.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know.
He was a homeless cheerleader.
It was just weird. I don't know. I couldn't even believe. I was like, this is so weird. We can talk about this.
Rory's kind of sick for even talking to it's just not because.
I don't want to talk
it is because it's the Swamp, but
I don't want to talk
what
to
is the
critiquer.
purpose?
And I don't want to critique or talk. I don't want a podcast nigga talking to me because we critique niggas. You know what I'm saying? I don't want either way.
We about to pod about podding.
I'm good on all that
nigga,
shit.
Like at that point, we too far gone.
We can just do it. Let's just kick it.
Chill.
What's on the agenda, my nigga? You know what I'm saying?
Let's objectify some hoes, bro.
Yeah, I'm good on it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that other shit no more. It is what it is. Niggas is here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was a weird interaction, but
hey man,
let's get a real press on the Swamp Man at some point. You know what I mean? Yeah. I never ran into him in person, so
yeah.
Ogres
are reclusive creatures.
Yeah. I know he probably maced me though. He's scared of everything.
Yeah.
But
about you?
Not about me in particular, but
you scary dude.
Yeah. Well, Danny, no, I'm not that scary, dude. I'm pussy. But I've smacked several niggas in my life, though. You know what I'm saying? When I'm pussy, I'm pussy as hell. Though. You know what I'm saying? Like
you a pussy, but you bleed.
I smack niggas though.
Yeah. So this pussy got an open palm.
right.
It's pussy hit.
Oh yeah.
5 fingers of death.
This pussy hit.
This pussy hit.
This pussy slap, nigga.
Ow.
DJ Akademiks is violating West Coast podcast. We can wrap this up all together. There's so many clips.
Yeah.
It's like, where do we go first? DJ Akademiks said all the things that I've ever said about podcasting, like West Coast podcasting. Mm-hmm. Like that was a repeated fact. Put the timestamp down.
DJ Akademiks might have exposed how fake of a person he actually is.
You think so? That's what AD was kind of saying too.
Yeah, because you know he went through his whole his game plan to destroy No Jumper from the inside.
Yeah,
by going there, gassing T-Rail's head up, telling them niggas, "Oh nigga, you Charlamagne, dog. You Beyonce.
Oh yeah.
You a single lady, dog. You should be singing all by yourself.
Yo, you look better than all your constituents.
Yo, you make your whole crew
this is the
look
guy
good.
right here.
Yeah. And so once you get called Beyonce so many times in a row, it's like, shit, I'm fucking Beyonce. Like, you start to believe that shit.
Yeah.
And so he pretty much goes through the whole story of how he led them down to their own destruction on a leash.
Which I did
under the guise that he was advising them.
How much ego do you have to think that works?
You just have to be Jamaican.
Or that, like, I don't know. He probably knew that it was going to end in destruction.
Right.
And two birds, one stone.
Like, you saying, how much credit can he actually take? Like,
that shit was going to fail.
Did he cause it or did he just
exactly. It was going to fail.
Correlation or causation. Like, which one?
Yeah, because, like, but I guess he's at war. You know what I'm saying? So you say anything, but it is like, come on, though. You know what I'm saying?
DJ Akademiks is a smart man, though. He's Jamaican. We have a Jamaican. He's smart.
Yeah. And I don't know, because I was thinking about this shit while I was watching his stream earlier, but have we ever mentioned how much Lauren looks like an Ozempic Akademiks?
Yeah, Lauren.
We talked about that, right?
We talked about Lauren.
I think I rediscovered that shit the other day.
He genuinely does look like a skinny Akademiks.
He looks like an Akademiks that treats women with respect in the best way. Not saying
as much as I don't want to agree with that.
They look alike, dog.
It's not far fetched.
He looks like, and I don't. That's
Maybe
not even a
Jamaican
Jamaican. No, it's not.
immigrants.
Because I looked up pictures. Because I was like, is this true? It's not. Jamaicans look like different people.
Right.
They're like us.
Yeah.
It just, he looks like, actually, I'm pointing at him.
And there's levels, because like some niggas just look like some niggas, but sometimes y'all got the same facial expressions.
But the facial features,
personality, completely different.
Completely.
Even the way the beard just goes around the chin. It's not like a full all on the face beard. It's something weird, dog. We got our own little Akademiks.
Is the music taste and takes the same though? Like, does Lauren think the same about West Coast hip hop like Akademiks?
Lauren is way better at music than Akademiks. I accidentally discovered his mixtapes from back in 2018. I was listening to them bitches at work.
Which one?
I was like, this is crazy. You know the song that he puts on all his the stream clips on YouTube? They got me feeling like I'm Akademiks. That's him.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even know.
Oh, Akademiks?
I didn't even. That's Akademiks singing that song.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was that.
I went into the comments and I was like, whoa, that's him. And I went and discovered his albums. I was like,
wait, Akademiks has mixtapes from back in the day?
Akademiks has at least 3 EPs from 2018.
So and we're not talking Lil. We're talking Lil Ak.
Lil Ak. And
Gotcha.
the intro song to his streams is a Lil Ak song.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I remember when Lil Ak came out. I only listened to like one song though.
Yeah.
I think it might have been the first one. And after that, I guess he did keep dropping.
He's rapping better than Nas.
Maybe he does have an
And Jim
opinion on
Jones.
music since he did it.
Yeah. But yeah, let's listen to what he said about these niggas. He was kind of.
I think he sold a couple records.
He said West Coast niggas are bad at everything.
Damn.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, you said they're crippled and they're bad at
At podcasting, you're bad on the mic, and you're not bad at being. You're bad at podcasting, you're bad on the mic, and you're bad at being gangsters. You can't be bad at everything. Y'all bad at standing on business. Y'all bad at podcasting. You're bad at making content. Find another one to play with. Adam 22 violated you niggas. Come the fuck on. Adam? Adam? No disrespect to Adam, but come on. I watched him make y'all his son for like 3 months. Nigga, when he was stunning y'all, I felt so bad. I kept throwing lifelines. Like, hold on. Y'all good? All right, come back into the shallow part. Brother, at the end of the day, I don't give 2 fucks about TDE. The mere point of this is,
Whoops. That's funny.
If I don't want to hear nothing from TDE or y'all niggas, because if
Let's see. There's another one.
Apologies for you. Just bear with us. White man's gone. F-Max gone. We're left to our own devices, man. We don't even know how to use these shits. We getting timestamps the ghetto way, straight off the iPhone.
I went up in there, I seen a T-Rail nigga, he was gassed. I told him, first of all, smack it. Yo, I went up in there, I seen a T-Rail nigga, he was gassed. I told him he was. Yo, I went up in there, I seen a T-Rail nigga, he was gassed.
Yeah, I hate that.
I told him he was Charlamagne. I said, you give me Charlamagne vibes. What? Gassed. I said, good. I like this. This nigga think he's cooking with steam. Perfect. Now I just got to get them to now believe that they're worth more than Adam is paying them. Because I know the white man ain't never going to give you too much. gassed them off of that. It was 3 months later, they're like, we're quitting, peace. I'm like, you know what the funny thing is? Them niggas quit. I was on the phone with Adam, I'm like, yo, they dumb as shit. I asked Adam, I promise you, I swear. Nigga, I did the same shit to Rory and Millie Moore. That shit happened.
So do you think Akademiks is being a snake by like going in on back on Fig and all these niggas after gassing them up like this?
100%.
Because that's what AD said. He was like, yo, this nigga is fake as fuck. And we can set up the fade. Fuck all this TDE shit.
Yeah, fuck, nigga, fuck all this talk.
We can actually squabble.
Let's just set it up. I'll fly to Jersey. We'll run it and then we'll chill afterwards.
Which will never happen.
Never.
But Akademiks is fake as shit. Like to convince a nigga to quit his job and then to call his boss and be like, yo, them niggas dummies.
Yeah.
That's some next level. That's low key level mischievousness.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, it's whole nigga activity. It's whole nigga activity. And you know, hopefully he finds God.
Yeah.
Hopefully he finds a way to forgive himself.
Or an even worse hoe than him. They can give him a taste of what he's been given. I feel like Akademiks got ostracized and he had to fight his way to the top by himself. And instead of becoming the person that he wishes was there to help him, he just became like, you know, the op to everybody else that could be in his position.
I saw something on Reddit that was saying that AD loses all his connections because of the niggas around him, whether it be Pun, T-Rail, back on Fig, like AD's like the networker.
Yeah.
And it's like all his relationships get soured, never by him. It's always by the niggas that he's around. Like, based on what I've seen, that's not far-fetched either. You know,
and AD's a loyal dude.
Yeah, that's
not gonna choose up on like an industry friend over the niggas he actually be with.
Yeah.
So he's always gonna be victim to this shit.
Essentially, it's kind of fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Like, it is kind of fucked up, but it's like, your niggas are beefing. It's always your niggas beefing with somebody. He's not. Everybody loves AD, so he don't really be having no issues.
Shit happened with us. We love AD.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Just didn't love everybody there.
Right. Everybody else didn't love us.
Love wasn't equal. It wasn't just a bunch of, kumbaya.
Yeah, bro. So
yeah,
that shit is crazy. But I mean, they'll never fight
ever.
I don't know how fake Akademiks was being, because I don't think he really had any loyalty to them for real. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but he lied like he did. They believed it.
That's crazy.
Which is that's what gets him the fraudulent claim, because it's like you're like you never even meant to, like, normally when somebody calls somebody fake, it kind of starts off genuine and then a switch up happens, and then it's like, okay, that was some obviously fake shit. This nigga was prosthetic from the beginning. Like their friendship wasn't even real. It was just, this is an elaborate prank I'm pulling.
Yeah, because the big thing that AD felt also betrayed on was like when he was calling them peons. Akademiks was mainly saying back on Fig, but then he would also talk about Fig community and be like, nigga, they're all peons. Like, and AD is Fig community.
The association.
Right. So it's like, and not once did he take him out of the peon.
He didn't exclude.
So it's like, he kind of wrapped him up in that too. You know what I mean?
Which is like, damn.
He could have done that.
You double cross AD, like that's one of the nicest niggas on earth.
Yeah,
he really is.
He's literally one of the just the most like, yeah, what's up, nigga?
One of the nicest people in the industry that I've met for sure.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely, probably over there. Yeah,
in terms of the industry, like
he
the
welcomed
people
us.
who have become so far in this, who meeting people, the people who are exactly who I thought they were, who we've seen on camera, is Joe Budden and Adam 22, and the nicest is AD.
Yeah. And he's the same.
Man,
I give him
too.
the same.
He gets that same thing.
Yeah. He's the exact same person in real life and on the camera. But AD's a good dude, man.
He's a good nigga, bro.
That's a great
He's a
guy.
good time.
That's a great guy.
Yeah.
You just pause.
It is kind of fucked up. Yeah, a little pause.
You know, it's crazy. I was about to say something that was also pause worthy. That's how good of a dude AD is, dog.
Right. We showering this nigga with affirmations right now.
AD.
We're not using the right words, though. We need more. We got to write these words down because they're not off the top of my head.
King, we send you nothing but just like
peace, blessings. Like you're in a different season. Don't let these hoe ass niggas bother. I can't even use
harvest your own wheat. Because if you keep giving this shit out to these loafer ass niggas, they ain't gonna know what to do with
That's it right there. That's it right there.
Come
Harvest
on,
your
man.
own wheat.
Harvest your own wheat, AD.
'Tis the season.
'tis the season, man.
He made it Christmas.
Yeah, that's oh my God.
We almost had it, AJ.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
It was the night before Christmas.
I'm about to say.
And all throughout Compton.
Oh my God. But you think, yeah, I think it all started though. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Akademiks went to the Detroit show. They say the clown said he got pressed. He didn't get pressed.
There's no hardcore evidence. It's just a bunch of hearsay.
I don't think he got pressed either. I think there's a certain level of pressing too, but
you don't
because
count
you don't.
It's not a. We can't count it.
Yeah.
And plus, Akademiks isn't the kind of person you calm press. Like there should be a video of him getting hazed. That's how much he's done to people.
Just
like,
pushed around in a circle like Fresh Prince.
Underwear over the front of his face, and like he's just walking through water.
Because me just saying what was that shit you were saying isn't enough, really. Like nobody would be satisfied with that, really. You know what I mean?
Because you're not pressing Akademiks for you. You're pressing Akademiks for the galaxy. Like,
right. It's like
everybody,
which is inauthentic.
Yeah. Anybody that runs into him, it's like you're expected to do max all the way out. Like when it's like
get a lick in for everybody.
Yeah, and I just don't think Dave Free would need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I think that's what a lot of people realize. It's like, wait, I'm about to fight Akademiks. It's like I can't do that.
Once you get there,
like once you get there, it's like I'll just let him be a bitch ass nigga. Fuck it.
Essentially,
like,
bro.
I'll just talk shit later online. Like that seems to be the only way.
I don't know. Akademiks might have blown that like you just get away with it 4 years ago, maybe even 5. I think this latest run he's been on to where it's just like nigga, you get no sympathy, dog. You don't because he pushes the line further and further every year.
He's still talking.
He's worse now than it's ever been.
It's always the people that aren't the ones that would do something to him. I don't know. He said he did make some good points. They always talk about running fades and no fades ever get set up.
Yeah.
I wish we did see more of that.
Niggas die out there too, though. So you know,
niggas are definitely dying out there.
But he's talking
The
about
podcast
amongst media.
Yeah.
Just it's fighting. I don't know. That's
stupid.
He has confidence in that. And that extends to rappers too, because he said the same shit about them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like there's something stupid going on. Like Drake paid for 2 bbage drones to just fly over his location wherever he's at. If he's in any trouble, they just start drone striking.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way you can move with the confidence that Akademiks does.
He might have paid for the Joe Budden Clips channel. I just noticed. I think it was like either a month ago. Like the Joe Budden Clips channel just started pushing mad like DJ Akademiks shit, and it was even like anti-Joe stuff.
Yeah, I
and it was confusing. And people in the comment section alluded to DJ Akademiks' team maybe buying the account to like push his shit. Because if you go to the Joe Budden Clips, it's just Akademiks, and Joe Budden is crazy. Why is he always tripping on Mel?
I do like what Joe Budden is doing with his Clips channel too, though. They're doing a lot of videos where it's like Joe and Ish arguing for 1 hour straight.
Yeah.
Those are fire compilations.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I do like that.
Classic podcast compilations too. I feel like they don't do them like that no more unless you're white.
But yeah, let's get over to this. Shout out to Canva, the editing, Canva.com. I had a subscription that ended at midnight. Nigga, I got the email already. It's 12:05 right now. I got the email 3 minutes ago. It has ended. Nigga, that shit was prompt, nigga. 3 minutes into the new day.
Yeah,
hey, it's actually over. It's done. It's like nobody else does that.
See ya.
Get into these office hours.
Yeah, man. Hashtag office hours. Partner at the end of the show, we get to answer some of y'all questions, concerns, different questions you might have about your life, How do I saute this fucking fish? Do you saute fish?
If you want
you can saute anything.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
We'll answer it. Just ask
saute
us.
vegetables. You want to get the
You can grill it.
Oh shit.
questions out? Actually, I can pull it up.
Yeah, pull them bitches up. Can you zoom in from here?
I can.
That's dope. Hashtag office hours. Can you zoom in just a little bit more?
Yep. Is this the zoom button?
Yep. That's the
Might as well put it up on your phone, nigga.
There it is.
Okay.
Shout out to Michael Solis. Hashtag office hours. Doesn't it feel like fair use is really being tested right now? From Ethan Klein suing Hassan's lackeys for live streaming his videos without commentary. That is
Fuck.
that Lord Jamar shit was funny too. But
it's
without
just so late.
Yeah, it's too. Fuck, we'll do it next week.
Yeah.
Without commentary, to Mr. Beast launching an AI app that can replicate your favorite YouTubers' thumbnails is getting out of hand. What happens when the government finally steps in and tightens the rules on fair use? He spelled it differently. But damn, that shit fucked me up. Where was that? Because of a valid lawsuit, how do you think that would impact the podcast space or YouTube as a whole? Honestly, some of what people are doing feels like straight up theft. They're not even trying to disguise it anymore.
I do wish things like, I don't know, but I do wish more. The Ethan lawsuit is very interesting because if anybody saw that video, he's really suing niggas that are disgustingly flagrant with it.
Yeah.
Like if you saw the video, it's like, damn, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like these niggas are
This
literally
is just mine.
They're like, yeah, bro. Like these people are putting his content on and just walking away from the computer.
Yeah.
And then they're also saying inflammatory things like, yeah, it's 49,000 people in here. Yeah, like make sure you tell your friends, like if they wanted to watch it, come here so we don't give him the views. Like crazy flagrant. So I do believe that because honestly, I'm kind of just sick of I'm sick of watching the copyright strike battle go back and forth between creators. I'm sick of the fair use battle between creators. I do wish there was like a more stringent, just harder laws and rules set down because it seems like a lot of gray area and it's just like a lot of abuse can be played with still.
It's really not a black and white fix though.
It seems like it seems like fair use and all that is all gray.
And it's about to be very diluted, especially with this, I don't know if y'all seen the trailer for Mr. Beast's AI ad. Not AI ad, but AI thumbnail maker.
Yes.
It seems crazy. Like it's literally open AI. You can type in, make my thumbnail like Mr. Beast. And it will make your thumbnail like your Mr. Beast.
See, that's
and
sick,
you can
bro.
add in different prompts. It has a pull down and different.
And I wonder what that's gonna do. Like
it's gonna dilute everything. But it also, I don't think it's gonna have the effect of like, all right, if everything's regular, then cream will rise to the top. I think that might not ever happen again. I think shit's just gonna be very basic.
I get what you're saying now. Yeah, I get what you're
forever now.
saying.
Like
Yeah.
for forever now.
Yeah, because if everybody's thumbnail is on the same good, acceptable level, there's gonna be a lot more false clicking.
It's gonna be a lot.
Like you're
of
gonna
that.
like click on a shit that normally when you click a decent thumbnail, you're like, the content is decent.
Yeah.
But if everybody's shit content has decent thumbnails now,
yeah,
you're gonna
But what if it
accidentally
just
walk into somebody's mom's basement.
what if it's overall good? What if everybody's views in general, no matter the cream is still rise to the top, but even the nigga, let's just say the nigga that was only getting 100 views, now he can get 1,000.
Yeah.
What if everybody's just overall numbers just to get inflated by 300-400%? You know
It'll
what I mean?
only last for so long because once everybody gets the stimulus package, it's like, all right, now whoever does the next best thing after that is gonna start
It's always gonna
harvesting
find
the
its level.
attention, and then niggas are gonna copy that.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
The world is gonna keep fucking spinning.
And honestly, it might during that time period you'll stand out probably going back to basics.
That's what I was
like
thinking.
actually pulling a thumbnail from the video.
basic
You know
blurry,
what I mean?
yeah, like in motion
Type
freeze
shit,
frame.
yeah,
'Cause
real basic.
I've yet to see AI really hit. Like even the AI video essay videos, shit. But
yeah.
Like if you go to the comments on a lot of those, motherfuckers are complaining. They're like, man, this
Yeah.
is stupid. Like it's just about it.
Give it a year.
2
years, dog.
Fuck
Yeah, I'm thinking 1 to 2 years.
It's about to be crazy.
Will it ever take out that human thing? Well, as long as as long as you can always cut back to a person on camera, like the script wise, you know what I mean?
They can't
Like
compete
that's
with
that's
that.
that's always gonna still have a little bit better over
good.
top of just the pictures and we hearing the words, the AI words.
The government is gonna have to create like a Miss like a Cool Skins Miss America AI. You know what I mean? Like
might want to mark that.
Just something. Oh yeah, but 𝙾𝙾Skins. It's a movie by Ralph Bakshi.
Bakshi, yeah.
But the government is gonna have to create its own AI to make everybody comfortable before it gets to a point where everybody is trusting of AI on all levels. Like
AI feels like, to me, it almost feels like online shopping. Like back in the day, it seemed like no matter what you did, if you online shop, your credit card number would get stolen. until Amazon came. Like, we're still waiting on like Amazon just fell, or PayPal.
Well, yeah, PayPal.
Until
And
PayPal
before that,
came.
it was just called X.
Yeah, so before PayPal came, when it was like, okay, I can take this risk and there's some sort of protection. Like, I feel like we're still waiting on that for AI. You know, that thing that makes everybody on a base level do it.
Yeah, just that factor. Like, nigga, when the cars was first invented, they had no seatbelts.
Facts. Going through that.
Not even an airbag. That's a little extra, but a seatbelt. They didn't even have a seatbelt.
Yeah, they were also only like capable of going like 15 miles per hour too.
And niggas was still flying out them bitches.
You get what I'm
They was
saying?
like, yo, we gotta put a belt in here for keep
Yo,
niggas
nigga,
in.
I had a car accident in the parking lot. Like, I was going like 15, nigga. My head hit the windshield. I was like, holy shit. That shit was kind of crazy, dog.
15 miles an hour is fast.
That's a nice speed.
If you run into a wall at your max speed, which is probably like 5 or maybe 4.
Oh,
that shit is
running
still,
max speed.
running.
Yeah.
That shit is still
you
gonna
can hurt
hurt
yourself for sure. Yeah,
4 miles.
So nice little 15 with no seatbelt. Niggas going through that windshield because
Yeah.
I hit my head on the fucking windshield and cracked that shit.
Damn,
nigga. Were you bald still, or was it when you had
I had hair.
Oh,
it was
my
in the
God.
parking lot, and it was like I hit. Nigga. I thought I went blind, nigga, because my glasses flew.
You was like, oh shit.
I said, oh my God. Be stuck like this forever.
What happened with your glasses?
Looking at stars.
Because like I didn't have my seatbelt on. Some chick like flew in front of me and I hit her like wheel.
Okay.
I didn't fully T-bone like hit in the center. It was that front area right over top of the wheel. Nigga, this bitch wheel was like this. Like it broke off the fucking axle.
Oh.
But I went up, hit my head in the windshield and sat back down. My glasses fly off. And I'm just like this.
You dazed like a motherfucker.
Yeah, just like,
yeah.
My glasses.
But it doesn't even register that the glasses aren't on though. You know what I'm saying?
Because you're going through so much
all I
other
know
shit.
is that I just banged my head. I got into a car accident and my vision's blurry.
Yeah.
It didn't even register
You
that.
got
I had
orbital structure
Yeah,
damage.
that shit fucked me up, man.
You ever bang your head so hard you like smell blood? That's the best way I can describe it. It's like you smell blood in your nose.
I kind of understand what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I feel like I've had that
That's
happen
as
in the
close as I
wintertime.
can get to making it make sense.
Yeah. I've had that happen in the wintertime, like before I got a nosebleed or something. I feel like you could smell it about to happen.
Yeah, whatever that is. I done hit my head so hard I smell blood.
Christopher Thompson, hashtag office hours. Is Schulz a snake? I seen an episode of Flagrant a while ago where he and Akash was dissing 𝙗𝔦𝔐𝔓𝔦𝔑 for lying in his special. Hassan's special was about infertility with his wife trying to conceive, but that part was true. Months later, Schulz start promoting the Life Tour. I'm just asking, have y'all seen this? And have anyone addressed it? I watched Too Lazy to Try. Oh. And what's that?
Point and shoot.
Oh, and
wait, maybe that.
Yeah, maybe not. I
No,
don't know.
nah.
PSS?
Christopher Thompson's a dummy. He was supposed to put the and sign. And point and shoot, comedy enforcement,
Yeah,
etc.
yeah.
Did I just miss the coverage of this?
You know, that might be a beautiful think piece video actually, because I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, this was a while ago when they came out because, well, I think 𝙗𝔦𝔐𝔑 came out and said that he got exposed because he had told a story in his special, and I think one of the people in the story came out and was like, "Yo, this nigga fucking lying," and there was a whole conversation about like, okay, you know,
Why does that name? Let me look this nigga
do
up.
comedians
I
have
can't-
to tell the truth? Like,
Yeah.
are they not allowed to exaggerate on stage?
Yeah.
And I don't remember exactly what Schultz's take was, but I think he was against Hassan. I believe he was against Hassan in a way that, like, you know, as a comedian,
It's not up. Oh, this nigga. Yeah, I thought it was him.
Yeah,
you
the
would-
Indian
you would
dude.
want to see your
Yeah.
partners, you know, kind of speak up for your right.
Honestly, that
Fuck
sounds like
around.
something he'd do, though. Yes, that sounds like something he'd do.
And what?
Especially if he had cum jokes. Like, because that was Schultz's whole shit. That's what this whole tour was.
Well, that's what he was crying over and trying to like really ask Donald Trump about.
Yeah, like,
It's like-
protect my
that was
IBF.
important to him, he said, as an interviewer.
Yeah.
That was 1/3 of
Fuck
all he
black
cared
people.
about.
I care about my surrogates. But
Andrew got to start using nigga.
Snake is a big one. Like, we probably had to really go back and do
Yeah.
a deep dive to really like.
Before you put snake on somebody.
But there is some slitheriness.
Yeah.
He's hissing
He's definitely a butthole at times. He's a
Got some car
butthole.
audio.
with a hemorrhoid.
Yeah. It's nice and tight.
I got some car audio.
Whoa. Yeah, hurry up and play before you say something else gay.
What's up there, classmates? This your Uncle Carl. I was just calling to check in since I hadn't hollered in a while, and the fellas hit me, told me to say what's up, so I'm just saying what's up. Hope everything is going all right with everybody. But I am working on some things, man. I'm trying to do a YouTube channel, and I'm gonna actually need MenaceMaterial and the classmates' help. You are talking to the most computer illiterate person walking on this earth. I do not know how to do anything with computers, and this OBS studio is kicking my ass. So, as soon as I get everything together, I'm going to get back to you. Oh, yeah, by the way, Jay Noblez, you do realize that these shows are being taped. We can see you, man. What are you talking about, man? But anyway, I'll holler at you.
Yo, it was like
just in general. What are you talking about?
Everything you believe.
right.
It's not even one take. It's just your beliefs.
All right, I feel bad because that was from March. That was from May 25th.
Damn.
Yeah,
He probably still ain't figured out OBS.
Well,
I thought he sent me more audio. He did a day ago, but he sent this on the MenaceMaterial page.
He said this shit is taped.
I'm glad it was old. I was about to say something mean.
All right, new audio.
What up, classmates? It's your
Got
Uncle
away with
Carl.
that one, man.
First of all, hey, AJ, my bad, man. Every time I try to send y'all a message and I put the phone up to my ear, I always accidentally hit the call button, so I accidentally called.
That's what it was.
But anyway, a couple of weeks ago, y'all had a office hours question, and they mentioned somebody smelling like 𝙼𝙾𝚃 and 𝙿𝙾𝚃, and y'all didn't know what 𝙼𝙃 was. So I sent y'all a picture of 𝙼𝙃. It's a cologne from back in the day.
Cheap cologne.
That's why y'all need an old man on your team so you to get everything right. But I sent y'all a picture of the 𝙼𝙃 cologne, and then y'all know what 𝙿𝙾𝚃 is. At least I hope, damn it.
Definitely no black.
But anyway, I got a bone to pick with y'all, so check the next message.
I ain't sold on that 𝙼𝙃 shit, dog. That shit looks like it'll turn your skin green.
Yeah, that shit sound like.
All right, I'm back. Hey, check this out. I don't want to talk to y'all. I'm gonna talk to the classmates. Listen up.
Fuck us.
A few weeks ago, y'all sent me a message and said, "Hey, where you at, Uncle Carl? I hope you doing all right, man. And we just checking up on you. Send us a message, see what's up." I sent y'all a dang on message, and you motherfuckers didn't even read it. What kind of shit is that? I'm not happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm an old man. I'm a sick old man. I don't have time to be playing with y'all young whippersnappers. Now I'm just messing with you, man. I sent y'all a message. Don't stop looking, AJ. I already unsent it, so it ain't there no more. But I just wanted to let y'all know what 𝙼𝙃 was and let y'all know I'm still here. I'm working on a couple of things that I might want y'all to pitch in on or help out with or look at. But I'll holler at you, man. Y'all have a good one, man. All right, peace.
Uncle Carl, we are willing to help you with anything as long as you don't smell like that 𝙼𝙃 shit.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, no, that was my fault because even when I played it, I was like, all right, sorry, y'all, that was from May 25th. Like,
yeah, that shit did feel a little like out of
so
time.
that's why it was kind of fucked up because it was that day we did Patreon and I was like, yo, where Carl been at?
Yeah.
I sent him that video. He had messaged me right back, but I didn't play it. Because we were in the middle of talking on the podcast. So
that was so fucking.
Somebody say Marco, you say Polo, nigga.
𝙼𝙃 does sound like that's what Martin Lawrence was wearing when he in Life. When the nigga went to jail and shit.
Yeah.
He was wearing the 𝙼𝙃.
Him and Eddie Murphy. That's what gave away that it was the scent.
Yeah.
They followed the trail of the scent from that dead dude's body. That's one of my favorite movies.
He's got one more.
Shit.
Lay it on his Uncle Carl. Pause.
What's up, fellas? My bad. I was just listening back to my message that I sent y'all, and I said I wanted to see about y'all chipping in. Yeah, man, look, it sounded like I wanted some money. I don't want no money from y'all. I just need some help, man, with this computer shit. I'm trying to do me a YouTube page, but this damn OBS is kicking my ass. I cannot figure this shit out.
Honestly, why
so
not
that's what I was
that?
talking about. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no money. I just need a little help with some computer shit. But anyway, I just wanted to get that straight, man, because I'm like, damn, man, it sounded like I was asking for some money or something. I don't need no money, man. I just need a couple of little help with some computer stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to get that straight. Just make sure y'all know I wasn't begging. All right, man. Holla at you.
Of course we know you won't begging, Uncle Carl, man. We don't got no fucking money.
That's it.
What would we have done? You know, nigga, we all in debt.
Yeah,
right.
You're just not
literally.
You're not begging us for money.
Spiritually, economically, it's nothing but debt over here.
Facts.
This nigga French.
But you're in a different season though.
Yeah,
you're in a different season.
It's coming. I gotta wait for yours to finish.
Yeah,
one season at a time.
No. God is good. He can give out blessings all across the board.
God is so fruitful. There's enough tangerines, clementines, and cuties to go around.
God is straight.
Heterosexual.
But that's it though.
Hey man, this is what we do, baby. Every week we just come back straight high five, baby. Yeah. Like the video, share, subscribe, hit the bell because that will, it's notifications. Every time we drop, you'll know. Yeah. And it's good for us. It's good for y'all. It's good for everybody. Hashtag office hours. Y'all know what to do. In the comment section below, we're going to answer some of y'all questions. $5 Patreon. Check that out. But yeah. Boom. J Nobles.
David Mozzarella.
AJ the Menace.
And, White Man and F-Mac. Not here. Now we're out.